Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and really unravel the massive web of corporate greed, rebel spies, and space cult magic inside the Rings of Dust universe. If you think you already know how deep this rabbit hole goes, well, prepare to be surprised. We're going to break down the mechanics of absolute control and the desperate hidden systems built to fight back against it. We have to start with the central lie of the year 2033. Because honestly, understanding this universe means you have to realize that the global energy shortage, it isn't an accident. It's not just some natural depletion of resources. It is a carefully orchestrated holding pattern.
A scientist named Ray was actually the one who discovered this horrifying truth. He realized that Alpha Corp was intentionally destroying perfectly viable energy products to suppress the supply and build a shadow government. Alpha Corp didn't just stumble into a monopoly, they engineered the crisis from the ground up so they could be the only ones holding the cure.
So, here is our roadmap for today. We're going to trace this all the way from the manufactured energy crisis through the actual mechanics of darker matter into Alpha Corp's shadow empire, the collective resistance, the asteroid colony, and finally, that massive ticking clock, the Saturn rapture event. All right, first up, the manufactured energy crisis, or essentially Alpha Corp's big lie. We have to look at the artificial energy gap that defines this entire world. Civilization is literally running on fumes, and the people in power want to keep it exactly that way. Just consider how the entire post-2020 era is framed here. Through a protocol known as Disposal Protocol 11, Alpha Corp deliberately destroys up to 13% of perfectly good product per batch. The shortage became structural entirely so that the solution could belong exclusively to Marcus Vergold's Alpha Corp. It's permanent management of humanity enforced through artificial scarcity. Which brings us to the mechanics of darker matter, the real science of these fuel cells. To truly control this energy, you have to understand the science of how they harness this mysterious, almost sentient substance that powers everything. So the crucial point to get here is that stabilizing raw dark X into darker matter crystals was really only half the battle. Dark X on its own is incredibly volatile. It exerts this rapid, subtle psychological influence on absolutely anyone who gets near it. Alpha Corp figured out the conversion using salt, magnets, and liquid nitrogen, but it wasn't until Ray made a rather lazy accidental discovery with negative pressure that the true potential was unleashed. Take a look at how a standard 11-day round of a fuel cell operates. By carelessly shoving a sealed cell under negative pressure into his locker, Ray accidentally created a vapor vortex. Exactly 11 days later, the mist clears, new crystals form on the interior, and the cell is fully charged. But Alpha Corp was keeping massive secrets about what happens if you bypass this standard 11-day round and just leave the cells locked. 33 days. If you seal a cell and lock it down for 33 days, the interior crystal growth hits a staggering 10x multiplier rate. Alpha Corp kept this completely hidden from the public. But, the progression gets even crazier if you hold out longer. Let's jump to 180 days. At this milestone, you hit the 100x multiplier and unlock what is known as the superconductor yield. The grade essentially becomes a perpetual dual engine, constantly cycling external deposits every single 11-day round. This 180-day 100x superconductor yield progression literally transforms your energy from a mere trickle to an absolute stream. And what's brilliant about this is how it prepares the grid for the upcoming Season 3 FOMO curve flood. It perfectly balances the system, leaving meat on the bone for new participants while heavily rewarding the early loyalists with massive 5x and 25x multipliers. But remember the catch? Unlock it, and this stops instantly. You have to stay locked. Moving on to Alpha Corp's shadow empire, the puppeteers of the Federation. With these secret multipliers under their belt, Alpha Corp built an absolute empire, effectively capturing real government agencies. But they are far from the only players on the board. 3 main factions are currently fighting for control of the universe, and each has entirely different motivations and public fronts. Alpha Corp uses the Federation to enforce its monopoly. The collective is dismissed by a lot of people as just harmless idealists, while they secretly build a massive resistance network. And the colony? Well, the outside world thinks they're just a strange religious cult operating out of a soap factory. The truth is far more complex. Let's look closer at the collective resistance, hiding right in plain sight. This is a distributed resistance network founded mostly by former infrastructure operators and ex-Alpha Corp employees who saw the monopoly forming and walked away with all the internal knowledge. They use a very specific holding-based rank structure based entirely on function, not seniority. And it's all represented by secret patches sewn into the linings of bags and jackets, where only the initiated know to look. An informant gets a water droplet, a technician gets a wrench, all the way up to the navigators with a compass who see the whole board. This holding-based rank system isn't just for secrecy. It's a structural meta-mechanism purposefully designed to 10x and eventually 100x scale the community by rewarding true participation rather than just time in the system. It's an entirely invisible hierarchy moving right under Alpha Corp's nose. And this is where the dramatic irony really hits hard. The most trusted public validator of Alpha's leader, Marcus, is secretly the Grand Admiral leading the rebellion against him. Because of a clinical insomnia condition, Rachel Vase lives 2 complete lives. While Marcus sleeps, Rachel works. She is the bronze star with the olive leaf wreath, running the entire underground network. Next, let's talk about the asteroid colony and the Void Sacrifice. Way out on the edges of space, far away from corporate espionage, lies the colony. To the Federation, it looks like a decommissioned soap factory operating out of an asteroid at the edge of a black hole. The number 369 is woven deeply through this lore. 369 test runs by the colony's founder, Elsa Klein. 369 victims on the Polaris explosion. And 369 original founders who set out into the void to build this colony, sacrificing literally everything without a return ticket. Honestly, it is a miracle they exist at all. The founding was brutal. Only 11 survivors out of the original 369 lived through the cold and starvation to practice Elsa's rituals. But what they discovered in that asteroid fundamentally changed the balance of power in the entire universe. The Voidwalkers take those fully locked compounding fuel cells and literally sacrifice them to the void. They walk down an east tunnel until gravity lets go, and they release them into the black hole. And the universe actually responds. Every 11 days, an enormous gold asteroid is returned. By sacrificing this energy, they secretly become the wealthiest faction in existence, silently funding the collective's resistance while Alpha Corp remains completely clueless to the financial chain. And all of this brings us to the Saturn Rapture event, the ticking clock. Everything we've discussed is on a direct collision course catalyzed by one massive cosmic event. It's the ultimate endgame that forces every single player to show their hand. On November 22, 2033, the gravitational closure of Saturn's rings, the Rapture, will cut off raw dark X forever, causing a violent convergence. Alpha Corp initiates a sabotage mission on the ship Golden Dawn to secure the very last supply of dark X before the ring snaps shut. Meanwhile, the collective leaks the suppressed files on Earth, and the colony makes their ultimate sacrifice. The physical clock and the emotional clock run simultaneously as the rings draw inward, crushing anything left inside. As the pre-Rapture harvest ends and the secrets of the universe are laid bare, you really have to ask yourself, whose side are you truly on? The corporate monopoly of Alpha Corp, the underground resilience of the collective, or the void-worshipping wealth of the colony? The energy shortage is a choice, but the future doesn't have to be. So what choice will you make when the rings finally close? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah. Check the charts. It's a bloody scene. Thanks and pulse chain. You know exactly what I mean. From the peak we plummeted, down 99%. The Bears took control and funds were all spent. Sacrificed our pulse, we believed in the dream. Now we're holding these bags of soap. It was seen the SEC came knocking. Tried to build a case, said we were a scam. Tried to put us down, richer than the court, fighting for the crown. But we're still strong. the fortune they will make. Yeah. Buddha has been spreading, fear's been in the air. Whales were exiting, leaving us in despair. Price hit the bottom, some thought we never climb. To the bear market, a brutal long time. We watched the value dwindle, watched the whole thing. But the core believers, the plans we already made. We staked our tokens, we played the lane game. Through the pain and the doubt, we remain the same. The news has been grim, the future's look bleak, but the Mexican spirit is on the tape. But we're still standing, we ain't going away. Through the darkest night, we wait for the day. The bears are growling, but we hold the line. Text, shame, false sex, next in the sign. The fools are sleeping, but they'll soon awake. But the community's awaiting for the fortunes they will make. A gavel will drop, a victory will see. The case undone, forget the set. A new dawn coming, the clouds will clear. The future's bright, the path is clear. The bears won't last, it's only a thing. The bull is coming, through the coming days. The sacrifices made will soon be repaid. When the market turns and the prices relayed. So hold your bags, don't you dare sell low. The next leg up is about to go. We're still standing, we ain't going away. Through the dark years and night, wait for the day. The bears are growling, but we hold the line. Hex, pulse, chain, pulse, sex, destined to shine. The fools are working, they're starting their flame. For the community to win, for the fortunes they will make. Yeah. Better believe.
Hey kids, this is Pulse Ray Vision coming to you live from the Cuatro Cinco Studios in my mom's basement. And it's been a fun day. It's been a nice green day. It's been a nice green week for the most part. The weekend was good. A little retrace going back down and then boop, pops back up. I accidentally restarted my Darker Ops. How did you restart your Darker.ops? Let me know. Jump in here. The StreamYard link is in the description. It's in the comments. It's on our Telegram. It's pretty easy to find. If you guys appreciate the work Red Squirrel has been doing, buy him a beer by sending some money to this address right here. And yeah, that's it's a good thing. A little restate, not restart. You restate your Darker? How did you restake it? How did it let you restake it? Did you end the stake and then restake it? You gotta tell us more about this. Shout out to Brightlight, the creator of the YEP token, the most agreeable token on Pulse Chain, which you can see. Excuse me. You can see it right here. Oh, actually, I gotta share the screen. I gotta show it right here. Put myself down in the corner. Put baby in the corner. Got YEP token right down here. Darker YEP pair. Where are you at? YEP. There we go. YEP's up 14. Oh, Darker's up 14%. YEP is up to almost 3%. Let's take a look at some of their other pairs here because I know they got more liquidity bonded with others. Let's go up here and put the YEP CA in the search bar. There we go. So YEP and Pulse is the biggest pair. It has $900, almost $1,000. Then the Emit pair's got about 800, and Proof and YEP Provy. I don't know if this is the same one or not. This might be a completely different token right there. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it is. Here's another YEP pair down there, but this one right here, we're going to go with the 990, the $1,000 pair. I'll just call it here against Wrapped Pulse. Let's go auto log, scoot back. As you can see, it's been riding the gravy train down with the rest of Pulse down to this bottom right here. Again, crazy spike right here. I don't know if someone added liquidity at a weird spot or on a brand new exchange, but that's a hell of a spike right there. Now, it's going to look a little different when you do this, when you take the price of YEP and you compare it to the price of Wrapped Pulse. That's a much different chart, isn't it, folks? Isn't that a much different chart than the one against the dollar, which we've all been slaughtered against the dollar recently? Nice chart, sir. Nice chart, nice liquidity handling, because as I know, once that liquidity gets away from you, crazy. Let's see here. Like I said, jump in chat. Hopefully we'll have some special guests. Last night we were honored and completely blown away by Mr. Corrigal of Gelato coming in and talking to us about getting his new YouTube channel up and running. Here we go. This is actually the link right here. This is one of his first videos. This one is about takeoff, Vault 369 on Pulse Chain. So let's actually copy this because I tried to put his channel there. See, we're subscribed to this channel because we're awesome. And it's at Canadian Grateful. I'm missing the L there. That's okay. I'll come back. I'll put it in there. So go to this website, this YouTube, and subscribe to Canadian Grateful. Then while you're at it, I would look up. Where the hell did that just go? Oh, down here. I would also go to right here, Bright Lights. See, I'm subscribed there too. So at Red Ray 57. Here we go. Red Ray 57. He's taking a break, but I think he'll be back on here fairly soon. 7 months ago, 5 months ago. Let's look at the lives. 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago. So Mr. Light of Bright, if you have the ability. Oh, look, here you are with Fat Sammy and Vinluck. Vinluck, huh? That'll be a good one. Check that out. Yeah, so subscribe to Mr. Bright Light's channel, Red Ray 57. Post that, baby. Boom. Subscribe to both those. Canadian Grateful and Red Ray 57. If you guys want to know what's going on, he does a very in-depth chart analysis there. He really gets into it, and he also does some really deep DEX aggregator, MEV swap kind of stuff. That's pretty good, pretty deep. So he's a thinker. That one. Red Ray's a smart noodle, for sure. Let's check out the Twitter Roonies. We have one notification. There we go. RH isn't streaming, but he's speaking through the charts. Oh, what is he saying? 14 views. It's a good start. Hopefully we're early enough to get more people watching and less people on Replay Gang. But if you're on Replay Gang and you're busy in the evening, man, God bless you. It's good to be with you, hanging out in the morning commute or gym or mowing your lawn or going to get the mail, whatever it is you do in the morning when you're like, oh, I wonder what's going on here. And you start thumbing through Twitter and you start going to YouTube and be like, oh, there we go. Yeah. Let's check home. David Feeder. Oh, look at this. That's Hex Pulse Ray Vision is streaming. That's pretty cool. Nice numbers you got there. Yeah, this person said study nice numbers, divinely protected, and it's all twos. Like it's actually 20 million more than our total supply. And then it just goes on for more and more twos. And so I posted, nice numbers you got there with our fixed cap supply. I didn't even put our agproject.io or nothing. I just was like, hey, fixed cap, where's the darkness? Love it. Just let them think about that. Pulse chain had green candles. Dr. Doge did too. Hart's Law. That's it. That's a post. So yeah, 5% up for Dr. Doge. Nice. Here's Fast Abdul telling people about this YouTube. I don't think Fast is on this video. I think that it's just Canadian Grateful going through and talking about the project. I do not see Mr. Fast Abdul poking in his head and showing up for the tech. And this is, especially if you're listening to me, probably don't have to do this to Chris. Chris is a very smart, intelligent man. We're going to go to 150x, and then you can watch it faster. Dang it. Oh, I got to start over again. Here we go. We'll do 2x and see if we can hang on there. Here he is. Look at him. That's such a nice office too. The lighting there.
All right. Welcome
so
to Takeoff, the Canadian Grateful Show. So this is the actual first show that I've ever done under this handle, and it's exciting. Today I'm going to be profiling Vault 369, which is a new protocol on PulseChain.
We're going to watch this in 5 minutes.
And I am excited to be here and excited to be creating some content for PulseChain, which is near and dear to my heart. I've been with PulseChain on the emotional journey from the very beginning. And prior to that, Ethereum, Bitcoin, so many years in blockchain. I love the innovation. I just love the idea of trying to buy time back and all
Actually,
of that represents. And so
not
I was like,
bad.
I'll create a show, and I will do my best to talk about things that are happening, that are current, maybe educate some people. This is not financial advice whatsoever. It's just education. And yeah, there's so many great protocols and projects on PulseChain. And today we're going to be talking about Vault 369. We might also, or I will do some live streaming for sure. Right now I probably have 0 subscribers. This is the very first show, so please subscribe and then push all those fancy buttons that help the algorithm. That'd be cool. It'd be fun to see. I mean, I might have 1 subscriber and it might be me in an alt account right now. So we'll see what we can do with that. All right, so we will talk about crypto. We'll talk about PulseChain. We'll talk about Richard Hart. We'll talk about cores, all those kinds of fun things.
I just need to point out right here how incredibly happy and excited the Beavers look.
Fashion, the Canadian tuxedo. I mean, Jean on Jean on Jean. I mean, come on. We can talk about how polite Canadians are, and I don't know where that came from. Maple syrup, bacon, you name it. All right, okay. All right, so Takeoff, that's from a famous show from Canada. If you don't know it, don't worry about it. But we're going to get into Vault 369 now. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me remove something here. We're going to do this, and we're going to start with the Vault token itself. Let me just find it for us. Here we go. Yes. All right, so here we go. We've got the Vault token that you can't see yet because I haven't added it. There we go. All right, so here's the actual Vault token. So there's a few things to know about Vault 369. There's a couple components. It's a little complex. I'm not going to go into a 45-minute tutorial. I don't want to do that to you. I just want to talk about this from a high level. So this is a...
How is he getting so much information out in like 20 minutes?
Not familiar with Fast?
That is a gift.
Is a gift to PulseChain. He's an extremely intelligent person with a great background in lending protocols. That's what this is. It is a lending protocol. Put your assets to work for you and instead of letting them just sit there liquid. So we'll get into that. But I should go back in the Wayback Machine really quickly and talk about the Vault token. So there's 2 things. There's a lending protocol, Vault 369, and then there is the Vault token, which I'm going to talk about right now. The Vault token was launched in October 27th, and it is a PRC20 token. It was launched through Pump Tires, which means the liquidity is burnt, which is awesome. And it had a tremendous launch. Let me just go ahead and take a look at this. At the time, yeah, I mean, we're looking at 4,500% off the rip of the launch. So that's like a 45x to 50x, depending on where you measure that. So an absolutely huge launch. And then opportunists go ahead and they did what they do, and they traded it down. So that happened. And as you can see, it has gone down to the right like everything else.
I do have a question about that part. Is that when it was graduating from Pump.Tires, or is that after graduation?
Has been kind of range bound, slightly up over the last while here. Let me just go ahead and put this so you can see where we are here. So this is a really nice uptrend. And the Vault token itself is deflationary as well too. So what I'm getting at here is the foundation token for Vault 369 is a really great token. I feel like the supply is controlled. I feel like it is deflationary, which is always what you want. It has burnt liquidity, and it has a ton of it that is staked and put away into the Vault itself. All right, so that is the Vault token. It did not have utility, and then when the Vault protocol 369 launched a month ago, it actually added utility for this Vault token. So let's go ahead and look at that. For Vault 369, again, this is a lending protocol. This is the website right here. You're going to see this avatar right here. He's called Vault Boy, and I had no idea who Vault Boy was. I had to go ahead and take a look on Wikipedia. All right, so listen, I didn't play a lot of games. I just like drank from the hose and as a kid, and just tried to avoid getting beat up by my brother. That's what we did. We didn't play video games, and so this is new to me. But there's a video game that is called Fallout and was extremely popular, and this is the main character. So when you start to look at the website and the design and everything that's behind it, which we'll get into in a moment, it all stems from.
By the way, I haven't not played the game, but the movie on Apple TV, I believe, is amazing.
This
it's either Apple TV or HBO.
Very
Very good
earlier.
show.
So I'm going to try and just simplify it. All right. It's a lending protocol, and there have been other lending protocols as well, and they have had blemishes. They've had challenges, and they haven't delivered necessarily. And so the beauty of launching this now from someone like Fast Abdul, who really has his finger on the pulse when it comes to all of this, is he's been able to take a look at the previous lending protocols and maybe some of the things that they haven't gotten right, that have gone wrong, and been able to design something that solves those solutions so that people can have a seamless experience. So right here you can see 0 interest loans. Okay, that's amazing. So I can take Pulse, for example, and it might be sitting liquid in my wallet. Well, now I can put it into this protocol, and I can borrow against that with no interest on that loan. So that's actually super compelling right there in itself. Multi-collateral support. So you can actually borrow against 4 different assets right now, and I'm told that they could be adding more in the future as well too. So WPLS, you can borrow against that, VPLS, UPLS, and ProveX as well too. So I know a lot of people have ProveX that's just sitting in their wallet and it's doing nothing for them. Well, now they can put it into Vault 369, borrow against it, and then they can actually take that, whatever they borrow, and then they have several options, including a flywheel within Vault 369 where they can earn yield off of that as well too. All right, they can also, you can add it to a liquidity pool in the protocol as well too. All right, so I had my Pulse. I'm gonna give a use case here. I had my Pulse. I put it into the protocol. I borrowed the stable coin, which is called VUSD. That's what you borrow. And I use that stable coin, VUSD. I paired it with another stable coin, and I put it in the liquidity pool. And it actually gives me a really high APR, especially for stables and stables paired together. And that APR is paid out in the Vault token that I talked about at the beginning. Then I take that Vault token and I stake it single-sidedly into the protocol, and I earn yield from the protocol, all the fees and everything off of that as well too. So that might be a little confusing. Deposit collateral, borrow VUSD. You can use that, or you can earn it. All right. So let's go ahead into the Vault. And let's take a quick look here. All right, so this again, going back to what I said earlier, is based off of this video game. So you have all this green. It can come at you a little hard at the beginning from a design perspective, but I've been using it now for several weeks, and I've gotten used to it. So anyway, here we go. I'm taking a look at this with you right now as you come in here.
That means his retinas have been burned.
Protocol, but also I can stake Vault as well too, or I can provide LP. So let's boil it down. Let's start with the borrow side. I'm going to go ahead and connect my wallet. All right, here we go. So in this borrow side, you can see the 4 collateral assets, WPLS, UPLS, VPLS, or ProveX. Great. I'm going to go ahead and pretend that I'm going to put 100 million Pulse in here. Okay, if anyone wants to send me 100 million Pulse, I'm willing to accept that so that I can borrow against it, you know? All right, so in here, I just put in, I haven't done anything. I've just put in that my plan is to put 100 million Pulse in. On the right-hand side, you can see this Vault preview. It says 100 million Pulse, great. The collateral value of that is $998, which continues just to go up every day. Yay, Pulse. I mean, it's just been an incredible few weeks for us that have been, just sitting in this bear market. It's just so nice to just see some green candles. And so this price being $998 is incredible because it was at like 600 not too long ago. All right. So my maximum borrow fee is $873. Of that $998, I can borrow $873. This is where you have to really start to understand lending protocols. You do not want to borrow $873. You're just maxing yourself out right there. But it just tells you what you can. And so let's just say that I had that 100 million Pulse sitting idle and sitting liquid. I put it into the protocol. I'm going to borrow $400 of that in the form of VUSD. Over here now, I can see this Vault Health. This bar right here is what I really need to pay attention to because you don't want to get liquidated. All right. So if you're borrowing too much or the price fluctuates too much, you're at risk of your loan being liquidated. All right. Right now, you can see the CCR. This is kind of the critical ratio. And then you've got the MCR. That's a minimum ratio. From a high level, what do you want? You want to stay in the green. So the loan that I've planned on doing here at 400 VUSD is in the green, and I'm at this 233%, which is really good. So that's healthy. That's considered a very healthy loan. The further you go to the left here and into the red, that's unhealthy, and you're at risk to be liquidated. So you have to understand and do your homework on lending protocols to understand how that works. Okay, so up here there is a map, and it gives you, under data, it gives you an executive summary here, and you've got the entire white paper, so you can read all about this. All right, so that's borrowing. And then if I go into staking, there's 2 things I can do here. I can just take my Vault token that I may have bought earlier and have been holding it, and I can just stake it right here. So let's say $1 million. I'm going to stake $1 million Vault for 6 months, and I'm going to be earning protocol fees off of that. And then also, the longer that you stake, like you see often in Pulse Chain, the more rewards. So if I'm staking for a full month, I'm going to actually get 2x the rewards. So it's like staking 2 million versus 1 million. And then you collect your rewards right here. The minimum amount of time to single-side stake your Vault is 3 months. Okay, so that's an option there. And then, all right, we go to the stability pools here. Okay, so I have put my Pulse in. I took out 400 VUSD, which is the stable coin. And then now I want to take that VUSD, and I'm going to pair it with DAI or USDC. And I'm going to put it into this stability pool right here. And I am going to be receiving right now, the APR on this stable to stable LP is 167.95, 168%. So where can you earn 168% on stables? Again, this was Pulse that was sitting in my wallet doing nothing, just waiting. And I just put it to work for me. So you can do this with ProveX as well too, UPLS or VPLS. All right, so you've got Vault staking, you've got stability pools that you can earn yield from, and then you can borrow against your assets right here. All right, this is all at Vault 369. All right, I'm trying to watch the time here. I don't want this to be too lengthy. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some other things that we can do here. Let's go. So the Telegram, Vault 369 Telegram is loaded with information. So here's a map of what I've been describing here. User has collateral. I choose the collateral I'm going to use. I use WPLS over here, and then I open the vault. Perfect. There is a one-time borrowing fee of 0.5%. So if I took out, a loan on 100 million pulse, that might cost me $1 to $1.50, and it's a one-time fee. It's really, really reasonable and super competitive. All right. So what I can do now is I've taken the VUSD, and I can go ahead and I can hold it, I can spend it, I can trade it, I can go buy hex with it if I wanted. Not a bad idea right now. Or I can create this LP with stable. So this was the stable to stable LP that right now is paying 167% APR, which is great. Or I can actually do VUSD to DAI or VUSD to USDC. All right. So this information and much more is loaded on the Telegram channel, which you should take a look at. I'm just scrolling through here. There was something else, kind of a comparison to liquid loans that I wanted to pull up here. Again, this is all great information. So here you go. Here's liquid loans. You can, on liquid loans, which is another lending protocol, you can borrow against Pulse. All right. You can not borrow against VPulse or UPulse or ProveX. There's no stability LP in liquid loans. The bot redemption, so how these are redeemed upon, how you're liquidated essentially, is way more protected on Vault 369. Any user can actually go and do this over on liquid loans. So it's a little bit more risky. And this is one of the things that was put in place to help this protocol just be much, much more safer for people that could be at risk of liquidation. Burnt LP for the reward token. That's the Vault token, Burnt LP. Absolutely. $50 million sacrificed for liquid loans. Yes. Vault 369, of course not. Okay. All right. So there's great information in here. Again, you might want to look at the flywheels, deposit your collateral, borrow VUSD, provide liquidity, and stake your vault. Right. Okay. And then also you can go to FastAbdul's X page, where he talks about this quite often. This is x.com/FastAbdul, and there's all kinds of great information in here regarding Vault 369. And so this is another great resource, a great place to go to for this. All right. So let me just see here. I think we basically covered Vault 369 tech. I'm going to come back here and let's go ahead and remove this. All right. So there you go. Vault 369, again, lending protocol on Pulse Chain. It is roughly a month old. And if you have collateral or if you have assets that are just sitting there and they are sitting idle in your wallets and you want to put them to work for you, I would go to this protocol, take a look at it. If you have the Vault token and you want to stake that single-sided, this is a great way to do that as well too. All right, so next time we will preview another project in Pulse Chain. I wanted to get this one out quickly. Thank you for tuning in. Please, I have like 0 subscribers because this is just the beginning. I'm planning on doing some live streaming as well too. Maybe we'll do some trivia, have some giveaways. I don't know. We'll see where it takes us. But if you have any comments or any questions, or if you need more guidance at all, again, not financial advice, but if we can leave.
There you go. Canadian Grateful explained Vault 369 very well. Check that out. That was pretty badass. Let's give that a like. Retweet that. Repost FastAbdul's post of that video. Oh my goodness. Crazy. So there's that one. FastAbdul, that tablets flooding Canada. Looking for that one right there. It's actually chat down a little bit. Yeah, Big Brain DeFi is where I found that 2222 post. Just in Hex from Ethereum has been relisted on TradingView. What? You're telling me that Hex on Ethereum was not listed on TradingView? Interesting. My public Pulse Chain DCA wallet is definitely worth more than the total USD I put in it so far. Crypto Coffee showing us how it's done. He's got the Mr. ProveX, PulseX, Hex. Nice. What did he mean by this? I don't give a F about alt season. I give a F about all season. Well, I mean, then that's actually what Richard Hart's saying. Unlike this stream, which is what is he saying to us through the charts? We'll see it out. Group spirit, pride. They belong to a team, high morale, teamwork, one of the best byproducts of green candles. Heck yeah, Brandon. Shout out to Brandon, Build the Tech. I was chastised for some remarks I made on stream. Not publicly or anything like that. Someone shot me a DM. And yeah. That there's a lot of crazy stuff that happens behind the scenes here in Twitter and Pulse Chain. Please don't touch anything. We're in a public bathroom, my kid. Well, when you can't decide E-Hex or P-Hex. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not hitting play on that one. But I like that. How are things at your job? Me.
Each time when I come here, I am abused.
Soon, I'm moving very soon, and when I get my setup done, I will be streaming. All right, let's get Hexo, the mouthpiece of the Lord, Richard Hart, streaming again. Streaming. Hex Jam. Hex, get fired up. Pete I to $1. I'll tell you what's already $1. Darker Matter, it's already $1. Did a nice little jump the last couple days. You guys have been watching that one. Pop Lock and POTUS. I love the hair on these.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I think this is actually still set on, because I set the one at fast. Oh no, maybe not. Good stuff there. Oh, I'm not falling for that one. What happens to my body when I cut out coffee and sugar? Oh, is this before and after? He just falls down on the ground. I like it. Nice. I was afraid it was going to be like, I cut out coffee and sugar. Caffeine and sugar is that's what gets me through the day. I think Ink will set a bunch of people financially free. That's Bristology's. I would love to know his secret sauce there. The number of times I've watched this is unhealthy. It's pretty good. Hex Bond Desk, Crispy Man, Hexfire.io, putting out so much good stuff here. I mean,
You can get Actuator and go drop
he
it
goes
into the
through
vaults.
Actuator,
And
he goes
we'll see
through
it
the
go up.
HTTs and the different ways
So
you
good clip.
farm.
Because I think that helps
Vault.
tell part of the tale.
He's so deep into the charts and
We had a
information.
couple big drops.
At
It
HTT
was not a
7000, look
lot
at
of,
those
lot of
drops.
value in the LP at the time. The
Interesting.
actualization, I think it's called. Oh well, wait, we have a protocol called Actuator.
Interesting. Hex.com. Rick James, Charlie Murphy, except Trump is Trump and Obama. That's where he's like, F y'all couch. F y'all couch. I've seen the Cats Bowl. I didn't know they could. I'm sick of you. I'm effing tired of you. That's funny. Best tweet I've seen today. Whoa. Somebody went hard with the chicken nuggets on that to make T-Rex. There's no way they didn't bring like toothpicks to make that happen, but it's still very creative. Enjoying that very much. Watched a bunch of REK. I thought that was Fat Sammy for a second. Open Living, a data center you can live in.
Are you angry that a data center moved into your community? Move into ours. Introducing Open Living. What if we could take your whole life,
What
your
the-
commute, your work, your kids' schools, your leisure, and put it in one place? All powered by artificial intelligence. Like, literally, you power it. It powers you. The pool is heated by your vibe coding, cafeterias with lab-grown food based on your preferences, unlimited nicotine pouches, and best of
Oh
all,
my gosh.
you don't own anything.
My learning guide says I'm in the top 1% of learners.
I don't miss making things. I honestly couldn't tell you what my job is anymore.
I love it. That's some nice stuff right there. Open Living. Pro tip, don't forget to flip your potatoes every 10 to 15 minutes. That's true. Go over. Oh, no. Oh, poor dog. Do you think altcoins are coming back?
Everyone in crypto is sleeping on altcoins because they think altcoins are never coming back. Look at the chart above. That's a 380% rally in Hex. Now, I'm not going to give you financial advice because obviously, if I knew how to invest, I would have bought Pokemon cards 5 years ago. But everyone is ignoring altcoins.
Nice.
There are many.
Nice. All right, we're gonna get lost in Twitter Roonies if we don't take a break here. Loving it, loving it. Yep, you don't have enough darker. Join the Space Cult today. This is this is from ours last night. Very, very cool. Thank you for sharing that one right there. Today's, as we're watching another stream on our stream. That's how you do it, guys. Streamception. All right. Yeah, believe in yourselves in the house. What's up, buddy? What's up, Robert? What is up, buddy? Good to see you there. All right, let's go back down. We got thebestcharts.com is looking even better with these pumperoonies on Hex and PulseX today. Wing, wing. I am seeing a little soft top here, though. Are we going to go to the next level, or do we retrace 30%? Again, only the trading bots know. See, it's soft, but you know what? It didn't spike directly down like this one did. That's very interesting right there. Very interesting. As I look at some other stuff on the other screen. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so, yeah, best charts. They got Mr. Pervex, 76% up. I have a question for anybody, Crypto Bros. I'll be asking this if I get on stream with anybody. I'll be saying, hey, kids, why if you were a founder and you created a privacy protocol, bridging protocol, why would you pair it to all the stables and not pair it to your other coins? And if you ever did pair it to your other coins, why would you do that? Asking for a friend. I'm thinking about there's something here that I'm not understanding about ProveX being paired with stables and not cores, the core tokens. I don't know. Here is our this is our thumbnail of the day. The charts are talking, and I didn't like these candles that Gemini was making, so I kept changing them. One Saturn, we don't have one for that, but we have some for some others here. Pretty snappy. Let's check the green room. There's nobody in the green room. Let's keep going. Earn Dr. Doge with your hardware. My goodness, guys. You can earn Rat Pulse, Hex, Greenwick, PDI, Indican, Darker Matter, Nuts, Morbius, Padas, and these other coins that people joined. So someone threw some PDI in there. Daily reward is 200 PDI. Someone threw 74,000 in there. Shout out to Dr. Doge. Dr. Doge is where you hook up. You download this thing called foldingathome.org, and you basically turn your GPU units over to folding proteins for medical research. This is the idea that Richard Hart came up with 9 years ago. I think it's either 9 or 7. I think it was 9 years ago. He said, hey, we should use the mining rigs to help science instead of just waste electricity. And folding at home has been going on back then, I'm pretty sure. But to connect it to a blockchain trustlessly and give it a token and reward people is something that Dr. Doge did very, very well. So shout out to Dr. Doge. Here's the folding at home planets of Dr. Doge, so you can visually see. Let's go to all time. I think I'm like number 15 all time, maybe, in this universe. Yeah, number 15. Here I am. Boom. No, I don't want to do that. I just want to see where I'm at on the thing. Science history. It's very, very interesting. You got all of these tokens raining down from Dr. Doge merge folding hub, and then the real science hub. So you got all of this GPU going into folding at home, and then Dr. Doge is keeping track of who is sending it on the Dr. Doge team, and then see all these tokens that it's just shooting out to the whole world. Love it. Apparently, these are not speakers. Apparently, These are mining rigs. I thought these were tape deck, or sorry, I thought these were vinyl decks. I thought they were DJ decks, and I was trying to click on them because I was sure that people had chosen music on here, but that just goes to show you don't have to know a lot about folding at home and hardware to save the world. Cool stuff. I just turned, speaking of the Canadian Grateful, we just turned him onto this project, and he's been enjoying helping out with Alzheimer's and things that he's very into. All right, here we go. agproject.io, best website ever. Absolutely love this thing. Home, how to play. It tells you your balance of Darker. It tells you the price of Darker. Oh, mama, we're up to $1.13. That's not too bad considering we were licking 70 cents not too long ago. That's a healthy little rebound. You got 5 days and 17 minutes left in round 5. It's you got the beacon glowing up here. You also have 5 days and 17 hours left to mint for round 6, which I believe 23,000, almost 24,000 people or NFTs have minted for round 6. Gas is cheap. It's 883,000 beats right now, which is kind of like Arc Way. Then you can go over, if you want to buy or sell over the counter, you can go to Bistro and you can go to Jolt right there. You can check out the supply. There's only 2,222,222 fixed hard cap of the token. There will never be any more Darker Matter. And most of it is sitting in the FOMO treasury, the FOMO curve treasury, waiting to bless the diamond hands. 13.3% is in circulating supply. That's lower than it was. Interesting. And we have 0.1% in liquidity and conversion. So that's different. Mr. Box sitting on 7%, Jackpot sitting on 5%, 180-day bonus pools at 7.2%. It's going to continue to climb for about 140 more days. It's just going to snowball until people finally qualify and serve their 180-day diamond hand boot camp. Out of that 2.2 million, 394,000, or 59% of the liquid supply that was on launch, has been minted into fuel cells. So yeah, 60% of what hit the market is already locked up in the game in fuel cells. And that usually doesn't receive its Darker back for probably 6 months to a year, depending on, the dynamics at play here. And so that's a pretty big commitment. If you're going to take a Darker Matter token that's worth anywhere from 35 cents to $1.80 in the last 10 weeks, and you're going to sacrifice, you're going to give it up, you're going to lock it, you're going to convert it into a fuel cell for months, maybe even a year, maybe 2 years, maybe forever. It's quite a statement. Now, if you wanted to not only lock it up for that long, but also not get paid on it for 180 days, you could stake it for 180 days. So you can mint the NFT, then you can stake the NFT. And people are like, that's crazy. Who would do that? Well, 75%, almost 76% of the NFTs that were minted are now staked. So less than 25% is unstaked. And out of that 25%, there's quite a few that cannot be staked yet, but will probably likely be staked after round 5 and 6 that are just waiting to be staked. That's crazy. Also, roughly 10,559 Darker were minted into the EDI pool. And we're at about 500 Darker that have been stolen from the Ardbots, extracted from the Ardbots and put into the EDI pool, which is insane. We'll get to that soon. And then, of course, there's There's 21,000 EDI that have been distributed to people that sacrificed. These are people that hit the jackpot. They got this huge reward of Darker Matter tokens, and instead of taking them and minting or selling or providing liquidity, they took all this darker matter and they threw it back. It's like throwing a fish back so it can get a little bit bigger next time you catch it. It threw it back into the jackpot, into the void, but basically to pay another jackpot winner. And for that, they got rewarded in EDI, in stable tokens of almost 21,500 EDI have been paid out to sacrificers, to players. In, like I said, I think like 10 or 11 weeks into this bad boy. I should really have the date on my computer with when we launched, but I think it's like the end of May. Is it end of May or end of June? No, it was like the end of May. So yeah, that's some crazy stats right there. Anyone that looked at this on any project would be like, that can't be right. That's right. That's right. We went from 32% of the supply being given out on launch to 13.3% that is still liquid in the hands of people's wallets or an LP. So badass. That's just the header. We just barely covered the header. We didn't even cover the tax exempt navigator. So when you connect your wallet up here, it'll show the wallet logo that you're using. This one's ZKX. Like this wallet quite a bit. It doesn't work perfectly with PulseChain, but it's getting better. And then it tells you if you're tax exempt. On the token, on the darker matter token, there's an 11% sales tax, transfer tax. If you're not part of the community, and the only thing you've got to do to avoid this tax is to buy 10 darker matter, which today will cost you $11, $12, and mint them into fuel cells. Once you have 10 fuel cells, we know that you're not a bot. We know you're not just some trader or grifter. And bada bing, bada boom, you are tax exempt. And then you also get ranked up higher and higher based on how many NFTs you're sitting on. But, that was another thing from the supply. We had about 60, 70 people minting. Now we have 101 people minting. We are on our way to 150 minters and collective community members. And as you can see, 289,000 darker have been recycled or sent to the void to pay out other jackpot winners and other fuel cell holders. So that's insane. That's insane. You see it keeps counting and checking what it is. All right, so how do you play this game? First you mint, then you stake, then you get paid. 3 steps. Mint, stake, get paid. So if we go to mint, you can mint 1 NFT for 1 darker matter. That means that there can only be as many NFTs as there are tokens, which at first is 2.2 million, give or take, right? But the truth is someone can stake their NFT, then win the lottery, and then mint 1,000 more. So you might be fighting against a lot of those. And all right, yeah, we have a rogue sprinkler outside making Hex Ray Chick sad because you can't get it to quit hitting cows. Either way, like I said, we are at a total supply of 394,000 darker out of a possible 2.2 million plus remints, and that's bananas because we've only minted for 6 rounds so far. We minted for around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right now we're minting for around 6. So that's what you do. You just take your. We don't have any here. I asked the mystery box for some of this, and the mystery box was too busy blessing the sacrificers and pushing the sell price, the price of darker down to 70 cents the other day. So I did not get my I didn't get my darker for Christmas, but we'll see what happens. And the price up to $1.13 according to this. I wonder where it's I've got to double check that because we found a new way to see what the actual price of darker is. We ran this script here that actually checks what the price is when you buy it. So here's the spot price, here's the bot cost right there. And they're different. For instance, if you look at the spot price of Darker and Gelato, it says it's 88 cents, almost 89 cents. But the bot is going to pay a tax to Gelato. And it's going to push up the price against itself, even though that has almost 4K of liquidity in it. It's $1.15, where most people just look and think it's like 88 cents, right? And it goes on like that. But if you run these numbers through the aggregators and through the aggregators of the aggregators, then you get these wildly different prices. In fact, let's see, cheapest buy $1.06 on the EDI pair right now. So this tells you the cheapest place to buy and the cheapest coin to buy with. But if you look at Pulse Bitcoin, it's $2.52 if you want to buy it on Pulse Bitcoin. Very interesting. Yeah, it's nothing's as it seems here in crypto. So let's see, we went to mint. Now we want to stake. Let's stake this bad boy. Do we have any to stake? Let's see here. Info. We don't have any that are unstaked from Journey 4. They're all staked. In fact, in Journey 1, we fixed this whole thing right here since we were talking about it. My round 1 NFTs, I have 1,000 of them, and I was paid 45.5 Darker out of those. 7% of that payment has come from 10 of the 1,000. So 1% has been staked for 33 days, and it hit its maturity right there. So those 10 NFTs are making up 7% of my payout because they're a 10x bonus. The other 93 are stuck. The other 93 are waiting, and they're paying their dues. They're earning their supercharge of 180 days. So they actually are foregoing their payment right now. And so those 1033 day stakes are soaking it all up, and that's where 7%, even though it's 1% of my NFTs, it's making up 7% of my yield. And as we go on closer into the next 140 days, this will be very interesting to see how big that 7% gets right there. And then you can play around down here. This is today's price, $1.14 is what it's saying. You can slide this. You can do the all-time high of $1.80. That tells me that these thousands should be worth 2,310 at the end of round 66. If we ever hit $10, it'd be worth $12.70 today. I think that counts these tokens and these tokens. I don't know, but we'll see. No, it's projected Darker. So it projects that we will have 1,100 at the end of season 1, 1,194 at the end of season 2, and 1,278 at the end of season 3. And that's at the 10% FOMO curve right now. So yeah, it's saying that if we have 1,278 at the end of season 3, round 66, which is in a little less than 2 years, it's saying all of these round 1 NFTs would be worth $12,000. That's not a bad payday from 2 years in a 2-year game. That's nothing to sneeze at.
Can I show you something?
Sure.
Katrina.
Do you want to show them too?
Sure.
Whoa. Do you want to see what it looks like?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. There you go.
I made Katrina. I made an eye and then lips. I made like a closed eye.
Wow.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Okay, back where was I? Oh yes, agproject.io. So let's say that the mania hits, and Pulse Chain keeps pumping, Hex pumps, Ethereum rips, and we have all this economic energy flooding into Pulse Chain and getting stuck in the cooler projects like agproject.io and into these and nobody's selling because their NFTs are earning more and more darker, which is harder and harder to get over time. And let's say we do something insane, like $100 darker. That would show these 1,000 that I got for a few $100s if I bought them off the market. It shows them at $127,000 of value. And the cool thing is I wouldn't have to break open my NFTs and dump this on the market to realize that profit. In fact, I wouldn't realize that profit because there's a 10% depletion fee. If you burn or bust open your NFT to get the darker side of it, 10% of it goes back to the people that minted with you that did not break their NFT. So there's that little jab. But I could take my NFTs, and let's say that I had a bunch more NFTs, but I wanted to take some profit. I could take those 1,000 NFTs. I could put them on the market, on a market like where is it right here? Let's see. Boom. Boom. Let's see. So you go to cash out right here. This is a busted open fuel cell. And there's 3 things you can do. You can sell it on Squirrel Swap or Pulse Market or Mintra if it comes back. You can sacrifice it to the void and get paid in eDAI, or you can deplete it. So you can just hit deplete, and deplete is the one where 90% of your fuel cell is what you're going to get. 10% is going to go to the 180-day bonus pool. I don't know if it goes to the bonus pool or if it goes back to your the people you mentioned with. It goes to one of the two. Either way, it goes to Diamond Hands, But in order to sell on Squirrel Swap or sacrifice or deplete, you need to unstake your fuel cells. So staked fuel cells cannot be cashed out. And at that point, you have to really ask yourself an important question, which is, do I want to wait another 180 days to get the benefits I'm getting now? And the benefits are intense. It's a 100x boost against the other tokens that have not locked that long, the other NFTs that have not locked that long. And you can also get liquid darker every day as well, which maybe that will satiate the dumpers and the people that need to take profit. They might be able to take that 180-day bonus that we'll show you guys in a second. And you might never need to cash that crazy stuff out at $100. All right. Yeah. So $100. I mean, that's insane. $127,000, even in 2 years. Hang on 1 second. All right, sorry about that break. I should have played a song like Fat Sammy does. Fat Sammy will have to go to the bathroom or grab some smokes or grab a drink or refill his glass, and he just plays a song and then walk. You don't even know he's gone. I should have done that. I apologize for my rudeness, but it is coconut water time here. Now, like I was saying, crazy things happen in crypto. A lot of us are crazy enough to believe that Hex can go back up to 50 cents or maybe even $1. Yeah. You know that token right now that's struggling to bust a third of a penny? We're pretty sure, especially with the way that the OA has really corralled the supply of Hex. A lot of big dumpers are out. Big whales have dumped and left. So insane things have happened. And I'm not even going to say this number out loud. But I would say there's certain numbers that kind of call to you. They kind of stick in your craw, as they say. They kind of live in your head rent free, and I can't get this to go there. But there's a number in my head that, in my wildest dreams, I think about. And with the mechanics of this game theory and this badass community, if darker matter truly does become one of the most scarce tokens in the universe, there's a day when a $300 investment, $500 investment could be more than you ever dreamed. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right, so we looked at mint, stake, and get paid. Oh, I didn't really show you guys stake. Let's go back to stake. So if you go here to Station Libre, which is where they do all the experiments with the fuel cells in our book, Rings of Dust, the sci-fi novel, and you go to stake, then you can choose one of the past ones right here. So round must be completed in order to stake. So these are all completed rounds, the orange ones. And we'll go here to round 4. We don't have anything left to stake here because we've staked it all. We've staked. Oh no, we do have some to stake right here. My goodness. Oh yeah, I staked 180 for 180 days. Oh my goodness, I'm losing my mind over here. Let's do 20% of 721. We say yes, I understand. We're going to stake it for 33 days or 180 days. What is this back arrow? What the hell? I don't even know what this means. Oh, this is to go back and I guess choose your amount, but we'll do 144 NFTs. So we'll go back to stake. You can also burn them, but if you look at round 4, let's do this real quick. Let's go back to info real quick. So we'll go to info. We'll go to round 4. And because round 4 made it a complete round, every NFT is locked, staked for 11 days during its initial round. You can't do anything with it until you find out if you've hit the jackpot or not. Because you don't want to get rid of a perfectly good fuel cell that has like 1,000 darker attached to it. 1,332 to be autistic with you. So far, these fuel cells, the ones that aren't staked and the ones that were staked, after going through a whole round, are worth $30 darker. It's about worth $30 right now. 30 darker, and you can see that 0% of it is from the 30-day stake, and 100% says it's from the 180-day stake. That's actually not true. That's not true at all. That's because it hasn't gotten anything from being staked for 180 days yet. So let's pull up Claude here. Just give it a little nudge here. Push the banner commits to what? Keeper action budget. I don't know what that. Here we go. Hey Claude, I'm here over at the staking page, Fuel Cell Farms. I'm underneath staking or info, and right now I'm looking at round 4, season 1. I have 1,000 NFTs here, and during the 11-day round and up to this point where it's still earning some accrued darker because some of them are not staked, it has 30.7 darker, which is great, equals $35. The problem is that it's attributing 100% of its yield to the 180-day bonus and stake, and that hasn't occurred yet. That won't occur for 140 more days, give or take. So that actually should all be great. We need a third color for just being unstaked, like just basically not doing anything. We need a third color to show if you don't do anything, this is what you get. All right, we'll have it work on that. Yeah. Oh, again, I guess I didn't adjust the little rocket ship here on the moon math. But yeah, let's see, 1,000 of these in round 4 would have cost you, Mr. HT's in the house. Do you remember what Darker was costing during round 4 when we were minting for round 5? Or round 3 for round 4?
I want to say we were anywhere from $1.20 to like $1.40. That seems to be the range. Although we could have had, there were some times that we had some activity that actually had price improvement. It might even hit $1.60. No, not $1.60. I think it was 120 to 140 during the end of round 3 into the jackpot and into round 4.
Yeah, I think you're right. We had the Rassler candle take us up to about $1.50, and then it ranged anywhere from $1.50 to $1.12.
Yep. Yeah, I concur. Those numbers stick in my mind.
So those 1,000 would have cost you, roughly $1,200 to $1,500 if you were to market buy them, which a handful of people did market buy, but most people were sitting on their dry powder and strategically trying to decide, okay, I'm going to mint this many in here, I'm going to save this for later, I'm going to mint this later, and then everyone ended up minting everything. It seems like everything's just minted like crazy right now.
So I caught the replay of last night. You had a great space. You mentioned something about the Make It Rain. Did some whale or somebody put like 2,000 tokens in there? And they
Mystery
got
Box did. I asked. I sent a letter to Santa, telling Santa I'd been a good boy all year and that I got Steve stashed in the last jackpot. I didn't hit shit. I minted 1,000, did not get one jackpot, and I'm like, if you guys are wondering if the random number generator from Red Squirrel is rigged, it's not, because I sure as shit would have had myself win a jackpot to show you guys on stream. Right?
Yeah, when you were talking to Canadian Grateful, I actually had minted 1,401, and I was just under, the 15, the magic number. But I was fortunate that round 3 or round 4, I 1,400 NFTs was enough for 2 winners, which I immediately sacrificed.
And were we at 999?
The reason why, the reason why
3.
1333. So I won 2,600 tokens. So the reason I say that,
go back. You minted 1,400.
Yes, 1,401,
and got 2,600.
2,664.
Okay, guys, I don't think you can say that enough times. We're slow enough.
No,
for people to
minters win,
understand.
stakers win harder. But the reason why I asked you about the mystery box is because I woke up Sunday morning to $23 of eDye, that passive eDye, which I immediately bought 75-cent dark with.
You're the one. I was watching. I'm like, I sent the.
Did you see Squirrel? Did you see Squirrel smartass say, "I have a DCA function for this"?
Yes, I did. I
that was me. That was me.
Smartass.
Well, I'm looking at his aggregator and I'm checking prices, and I love the way now that I've worked with SquirrelSwap.pro, SquirrelSwap.pro, SquirrelSwap.pro. I just have decided that that's my default aggregator because I just like the way it thinks. I like the way it's the most accurate price prediction, even though it's still guessing. It's a better guess than anything else I've seen on Pulse Chain.
Do you use aggregate from Wix, swap.wix.pix right here?
I don't.
Yeah, this is the aggregator of aggregators, and this is where Squirrel Swap comes out on top a bunch. So you put in the amount, let's put in 100, and then you say, okay, we're going to pay with DAI, right? Because we sacrificed, we got the eDAI payouts. So we're going to get some DAI here, searching. It's weird, it's the DAI with 202K and not 19 million. So here's the eDAI, $100 of it, and we want to buy. Oh, I gotta copy this. It doesn't show up here under the search, but that's okay. So go up here, copy the contract address, go back to swap.wix.pix, and then we're going to paste it in here. And if we had $100 of eDAI right now, and we wanted to buy darker matter, it will literally show you all of the aggregators head to head and how much you'll actually get. This is very close to the bot that I run on my computer to find out where the cheapest dark is of all the pairs and what the cheapest token is to pay with. Right now, Umbra's on top, then second is Squirrel, Empcell, Schultz, Switch, 9X, Pateus is down there. But 9X and Pateus they're having trouble getting quotes from those two. Maybe their APIs or whatever. But either way, yeah, you can put any token in here that you have to pay with, any token you want to buy, and it'll tell you, okay, you're going to get exactly this many or at least this many darker through this aggregator. So that's super cool. Super cool. So long story
I got to do one more plug for Red Squirrel. Squirrelswap.pro, Squirrelswap.pro, Squirrelswap.pro. I love the fact that it tells me I'm a tax exempt wallet to expect more than the quote. I love being tax exempt.
No way. Let's do that. Let's do that right here. So you just go to trade, right? And let's say we want to buy some darker with some wrapped pulse. Where's our darker?
It'll say tax exempt wallet detected. You can expect greater output than price shown, because it'll show you with the tax. But it's a cool feature. I totally love that. Thank you, Red Squirrel.
Yeah, well, not only that, but it tells you what the rate is, and it tells you how much you're going to impact the price. Which, if you buy darker with pulse, you're gonna affect the price 97% with $100.
And now you know why. And now you know if I'm not buying OTC, which I highly recommend when the price is right.
Yep.
That's why I do $2 and $3 trades. I do because I don't want to push the price against myself. I do want price go up for the community. I love seeing. I'm sitting on 100 tokens liquid right now because of the 75-cent discount that I bought this weekend. But nonetheless, I'm trying to do all the right thing as a community member to not push the price up.
To not hurt your own bags.
Well, I want the price to go up, but when I'm buying, I also want to get the cheapest price.
Yeah. I think this is the wrong darker because it says I have 37,000 of these darker. This one actually has the logo on it, so you can make sure you got the right one. If you go to Squirrelswap.pro,
that was probably V2.2.
Squirrelswap.pro, I believe you have to say it 3 times. And it's so tax token detected, tax exempt wallet, 10 plus fuel cells. So your wallet transfers. Yep, beautiful.
I love that. That is so cool. Because I do have some wallets. I do have some wallets with darker in it. AC 14 or whatever, but it's not. I don't have fuel cells yet, so I like the fact that it tells me, "Hey, dumbass, you're not on the right wallet."
I'm gonna clip this right here because it's so perfect. Not enough darker. We're gonna save that.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I don't have enough darker.
And then I'm gonna
go. Is it
go
December
here.
31st yet?
It's December 30th and 31st. It is not actually. It is like 90 degrees in my office right now because our AC went out again, and we've replaced it every part you can replace until you've got to just put a bullet in old Yeller's head.
Have you tried topping the gas off?
Chopping the gas off? No, I need to just get some gasoline.
Yeah.
Top
No. The refrigerant. The refrigerant.
I thought you were trolling me and telling me to put gasoline.
No. The AC refrigerant is a gas. Do you have any buddies locally that are in the HVAC that has a compressor and gauges? You might want to try that before you pull the trigger and spend.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, before you spend $7,000 or $8,000.
Yeah. Well, the fan was making a noise.
Oh, like your shaft, like your bearings are going.
Gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
And it's
that
a
point in time,
25-year-old unit. So.
Yeah. Well,
whatever.
You got your money's worth out of that. If that's actually been cooling for 25 seasons, you're you've got your money. You've squeezed every penny out of that system you're going to get. So I pray that you can get a good discount, trade for darker, go out there and barter, get at least 3 bids and take the one in the middle. You don't want the top, you don't want the bottom. Get at least 3 bids and then take the one in the middle. You won't be disappointed.
The one in the middle.
Yeah, because the low ball is going to do shitty work. The high ball doesn't want to do work with you because they're too busy. So they're just gouging you. So you want to get that guy that's available and it's got the medium price.
Okay.
Because he's hungry enough to show up and do the work. He's not going to wait. You're not going to wait a month for the tech to show up. And you're going to have the satisfaction that it'll be a decent job, quality project, and it'll be put in right.
All right. That's good. That's good advice.
Yeah, if you ever get a bid that's outrageous, it's because they don't want your business. They want to make it so stupid outrageous that if you do accept the bid, that it's worth their time to reshuffle their schedule. Just like you found that out with carpets too. You've got something all lined up and then something falls through and someone's screaming louder than the other person and you go to whoever's screaming the loudest.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, that old song, women don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys.
Yes.
Mama, don't let your sons grow up to be cowboys. If they had known that crypto was going to exist, they wouldn't have been that worried about cowboys.
Yeah, don't grow up to be a crypto bro.
Don't let your babies grow up to be degens.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
and look at us. Look at us. We did it anyway.
I know exactly how many hex that is. The AC is. I know how many darker matter.
Yeah,
tokens
isn't that funny?
The AC is. I'm like, I look at everything in terms of crypto. Like I fill up my car and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like 3,000 hex, man. What's going on?
Now, do you mind me asking if you have gas heat or do you have electric heat?
We have gas heat.
Good. So you just have to get an AC unit. Good man. Those are cheaper than heat pumps.
Yeah, and we have
not much cheaper, but they are cheaper.
Yeah, and we have a basement, which is always cool. We got an upstairs where we run.
I miss my daylight basement.
Unit.
That's the only thing I regret moving over to the sunny side of the state is I miss my daylight basement in Everett.
Yeah, it's always the perfect temperature down there.
Especially if you want to do home brew, you want to ferment your own brew. 68 degrees is like the magic sweet number.
Okay. Yeah, and that's basically the temperature down there all year long.
Yeah. How do I know that? Because I know that.
How do you know that?
Yeah, because it's just minutia that I know that.
Yeah, I heard that back in the day when they wanted to make some hard cider, they would just put a barrel full of basically apple juice and get it fermenting out in the barn. And every morning someone would just come out there and break the ice off the top because that was the water, and it would just slowly ferment. It gets stronger over, and I'm like, man, that must have been a fun springtime party. So I snipped that not enough dark, and I made a tweet about it here.
When I get a chance, I'll repost it.
Yeah, good stuff right there. But anyways, long story short, $1,200, $1,500 worth of darker if you had just come and bought it off the market like the Rassler Candler. Come here and play with the Moon Math slider sometime, because there's just some numbers that as a founder I don't dare speak out loud, but I've seen crazier things happen in crypto than this, and that's all I wanted to say about that. Now, this is actually HT's favorite part of the 3 ways to play. He likes to mint. He enjoys a good steak every now and then.
Yeah.
But these buttons here, the jackpot button, the eat-eye button, and someday the 180-day bonus pool button are the ones he loves to click. Check this out. We have 47 winners that are all capped out at 1,300. 32,000. They're all going to get paid out in 5 days and 16 hours. But there's going to be even fewer. I mean, at this point, I could be wrong. Someone could come in and mint a ton. But right now, I think we're only at like 24,000, less than 24,000 minted.
I've got 100. I've got 100 waiting to mint. I will mint before the timer goes up.
Okay, so let's go with 24. Wait, it's 24,000. I want to say 2,400. It's 24,000. We'll divide that by 740 to give us our winners. So as it stands right now, there's 32 winners
With a rollover.
with the rollover that'll
With
all hit.
one.
Yeah, because this one's not even spending all the money from the last rollover. So pretty good. It seems like a good time to mint. Seems like a good idea to that. But then again, sacrifice and claim. Once you get this, you can either claim, 2,600 of these will give you a lot of darker to play forward with in the future rounds. But 2,600 could also give you a nice fat weight in the EDI payouts, which have paid out an insane 21,443 EDI. In, like I said, we're about 10, 11 weeks old.
And I'm not embarrassed to say this, but I have eaten good from the EDI pool. I have done extremely well. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you offering that as game theory.
Yeah, I'm glad. I figure there's got to be some way for people to get money without dumping the tokens, and get money in a token that is that's guilt free. Have you ever felt guilty for selling an EDI?
No.
No, and
it
love
trades
to
just like money. Yeah, it spends just like money.
Yeah, it's the hottest coin on Pulse Chain is EDI. That's the sexiest coin on EDI.
I like me some EDI. Yeah, I can't lie. I like me some EDI.
Good stuff. And I think it's one of the least likely to be turned off out of the stable coins. It's one of the more decentralized stable coins for sure.
Yes.
So, like I said, I asked the mystery box. I said, "Hey, why don't you send me 1,000 darker, please, so I can mint for round 6?" And it turned around and dumped 1,500 or 1,600 into the EDI pool, and it shoved the price from $1.20 to 70 cents. Luckily, no one was paying attention except for you and Red Squirrel and maybe a couple other D-gens. But it just sat there, and I was streaming, and I'm like, guys, this is really, really, really cheap darker.
Yeah, I think I got in at 75 cents, and then I think I ran out of EDI and dry powder, and I think I had moved the price up to almost 80 cents. So I did my part.
Yeah. Now, looking at the same 1,000, we only sacrificed one or two of the very first jackpots to this. So we've gotten $30, then $10, then it's kind of gone down because a lot more people have been sacrificing and competing for it. But this has not been a bad payout and a good bonus so far. Looks like there's 30 Make It Rain darker in the Make It Rain right now. So someone's minting. But if you take that same 1,000, roughly 1,000 is what I'm showing people you're getting paid on, and you go to the 180-day bonus pool, this one is counting 2,000 of mine. So cut that in half. This is also assuming that they're all going to mature on the same day, which they're not. But let's just take those first 1,000, and there'd be roughly 40 darker that I'd be paid right now, that I could claim if it was December 30th or New Year's Eve. That's pretty interesting, because that gives me another option. Now I have liquid darker, and I don't know what the price of darker is going to be in 141 days. It could be bananas, it could be zero. But 40 darker, that might be enough profit for me to just
now. Is that an estimate at December 30th, or does that number change based on minting or staking?
It changes based on these right here. So there's 294,000 locked shares right now. So there's 294 competing NFTs. This is showing that I got 2,000 of them, which I think I have more now, but it's catching up. And then it splits the 3.69% that's going to be paid out first amongst all of those almost 300,000 NFTs. And that gives you 0.0182. And then you times that by all of your locked staked NFTs. So that's where it gets the 8672. Is its timing 2000 by 0.0182. And this is the other crazy thing. There's a donate darker on the eDye. Actually, there's a donate money on the eDye. I'm not even going to get into touching that.
Hey, hover over the Make It Rain. Did that number go down? Is it still at 32?
Yeah, it's still 30.2. This will pop
30,
up
okay.
about $5 or $6. The 228 will pop up when it goes through.
Okay.
But there's gift to pool, so you can donate eDye to the pool.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of interesting. And you can donate darker, which darker obviously sells on the market and pays the sacrificers, which is the lever that the mystery box pulled yesterday. And then eventually there'll be a claim your buy bonus. So people that are net buyers of the token could get up to a 5% bonus on top of their buys of liquid extra darker.
I look at that 228. I hate to be repetitive, but how often does the program sweep?
For the eDye or for the
no,
bonus?
for the 5% cash back, if you will, because I've minted quite a few. But is it set to like every monthly? It's going to scan for net buyers in wallets.
Yeah, Lef and I want to do it just about every month. So every 3 rounds would be 33 days. And
Yeah,
so
that
we got
makes
another.
sense. Okay.
We've kind of just been letting this go and see who wants to get up on this leaderboard. You can come and see your buys in your lead here and how many bonus you'd be getting. And then the
Well,
claim button will
I'm
go
number
live.
2 on that list, but it doesn't read right. It
The
reads
Kacabka?
6,000.
Mhm.
It reads 6,000.
Mhm.
But what's my net? I can't see from your screen.
Right now it says your net's 330.
Yeah, and that sounds about right from that wallet. Yeah, that's about
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, but like I said, I think I have to manually update this right now. I don't know if I set it to a keeper because we're
Yeah.
not using it yet. But yeah, it's very interesting little bonus. I mean, everywhere you look, there's just a little 5% bonus, 11% bonus, 11%, little whip. You got the whip and the carrot and the stick. And they're just kind of everywhere throughout this whole ecosystem. And God
It's
bless
the protocol that keeps on giving.
It really it rewards positive
Hey,
behavior so much that I think
yeah.
it's going to ruin people.
I always say, excuse me.
Bless you.
Sorry. I always say, mentors win, stakers win harder.
They do. They definitely do. They do.
Well, we're into the game theory now that based on previous action, which this is not a forward-looking statement. Past results do not predict future gains. But if you look at the community as a whole, and you brought this up on your your last stream last night, because I actually listened to it at 1.5 speed, which is perfect for me this morning.
Nice.
The culture we have created here is we're just space cult fanatics that don't want to give up our dark, and we want to get as much dark as we can. And the best way to get more dark is to just stake it and farm that dark pool, those bonus pools.
Yep. And even, I don't know if you played around on the cash out tile that we added to the station.
No. That doesn't even show up on my screen. I have that permanently blocked out.
Yeah, that's cash out. But here's the deal: there is a very healthy way to cash out, which is to sell your NFT. Rehome your pet to a forever home. Send that pet somewhere else where it'll be loved and cared for, and continue to fill up with economic energy forever.
Speaking of marketplaces, have you noticed are there any darker matter NFT fuel cells listed right now?
I don't think so.
I'm going to have to make
SquirrelSwap.
another script. I was able. I'm going to make a script to try to search all the Pulse Chain marketplaces, which is really just Pulse Market and Harry Labs. Shout out to HarryLabs.io. I'll be curious if any of those, because the contract, the fuel cell contract, will be part of the metadata, right? It'll say
it's right here, the 805 D8.
Yeah.
is the contract.
So if I run a scripted search for that for listed or whatever, I should be able to get some notifications in my
Yeah.
TG bot when one goes on the marketplace.
Well, let me check NFT Nutters here on squirrelswap.pro, squirrelswap.pro, squirrelswap.pro. Search collections. We'll hit paste, and it's not
Once
listed
again,
here.
That's squirrelswap.pro.
Squirrelswap.pro. No, it's not listed on SquirrelSwap yet. Nobody's listed any fuel cell NFTs from Darker Matter on here yet, which tells
How
me
many
they're
liquid
all
fuel cells do we?
staked.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say, how many liquid fuel cells do we have? Like less than 1% of what's been minted.
There's 24% is not locked, but that's not really a fair assessment because if you go to stake or info,
Yeah, right. We have.
There's 57,000.
Yeah,
that
waiting
can't
for the
be
opportunity
staked
to stake.
yet.
Yes. Yeah.
So that leaves, let's see, 108 minus 57, 58. There's about 50,000 that are free floating, free willing spirits that are still collecting. They're actually collecting an outsized return right now because 70 whatever percent are not getting paid. They're paying their dues and put their skin in the game and committing to that 180-day bonus pool. So like I was showing people on here, if I go to my round one, because I finally got my 33-day stakes to mature. If you go back to stakes,
and how was that? Was that a little bit of a woohoo moment? How did that feel to get liquid dark?
Well, there's no
delivered
liquid. There's no liquid dark on 33x. 33
Oh, so what?
30
Okay, so what did
33
you
gives
gain?
you a 10x boost, a 10x bonus from.
So how
the
many
FOMO
fuel
curve.
cells did matured in that block?
10.
Okay, and what was
I
your
took-
net gain?
10 out of 1,000, right?
Yeah, but what did it pay you? Did it pay you 10.10 darker? No.
7% of my yield is coming from 1% of my fuel cells. Does that make sense? So if
No,
I go
but
to
what I'm saying,
info,
you said that one matured, isn't that right?
Mhm.
That's a mature 33-day stake.
yeah, there's 10 of those.
So how much extra dark with your 10x multiplier? So is it 10? Is it 11? You got 11 tokens in there?
No.
Is that right?
No, it's 10 times more than you would already receive. So right
that's
now,
right, 'cause it's
right
still
now we're all
dust.
receiving dust. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
it's
get
still-
10
I'm sorry,
times
it's still
more
dust.
dust now.
Yeah.
But in
Okay.
the future, if I leave it locked or staked, I'll get 10 times the stream and 10 times the flood.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I was trying to express earlier to the audience, was that those 10 fuel cells represent 1% of my round one, but they have already paid 7% of my yield.
I got it. Yeah. No. Oh, wow.
So that
That's-
yield is going to
that's-
grow exponentially while we're waiting
Yes.
140 days for the 180 days to mature.
Mm.
So I'll keep checking back here and show you guys how much more just those 33-day stakes are getting right there. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, NFT Nutters, batch bulk send, approvals, Scribe, portfolio, SquirrelSwaps.pro, SquirrelSwaps.pro. And also, let's actually just jump into our liquidity since we're already here. Let's go to trade, liquidity, pool explorer, darker. We got $22,000 of liquidity right now across the pairs, which is quite thin. We were, what's that?
That's a question I got to ask. Okay, go ahead. I'll remember.
We were up to about 50K when we were at $1.80, and a crazy thing happened. Pulse chain pumped, and darker dipped, and I thought, oh my gosh, darker must not be correlated with the rest of Pulse chain. But then we came crashing down from that first spike, and darker crashed down. I was like, wait a minute. Somebody is chasing green candles with L darker. and I had a little conversation with the mystery box, and the mystery box pulled 20K of liquidity very soon because it's like, I'm not going to fund Jeets. And
Yeah, understood. Yep.
most of what's on
Make 'em
here
pay
is
slippage.
community. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
almost
make
all
'em pay
community
slippage.
LP. Slip,
Yep.
slip, slip, baby. And we saw that worked really well when afterwards the mystery box decided to dump $1,600 or more into the EDI pool. It slammed us down to 70 cents. And it turned off the buy bots. But then it turned the buy bots back on. Actually, let's hit Bitcoin and Ethereum before we go into those charts. So old man Bitcoin is back at 63.9 today. Oh, Bitcoin, can you even button your pants? And then its little sister Ethereum is also under 1900, just the most disappointing tokens on earth.
I'm still in range. I'm making fees.
Yeah. So this right here, you can see the slam down where it was just paying out EDI. And then you can see it turn on the old buy bot and bounce right back up. So we're at about $1.14, $1.15 across most pairs right now.
Don't tempt me.
I'm just saying. There's
Yeah, I got it. But
interesting.
that's a 40 cent ARB I have right now. But I was going to say about metrics. I know market cap is just a figure we use to help kind of it's one measure of how many circulating tokens is at the current last bid. I get that. But with our tokenomics, do you still see where if so here's an example. You've got a 24K market cap, but the dev burns 65% of the supply. Well, now the market cap goes down because there's that multiplier of the last bid price by circulating just cut in half. So now all of a sudden it looks like you just dropped 50% of your pricing. You really haven't. All you've done is skewed the math, so the you have less of a multiplier. Do you see that happening with the way you set up the tokenomics with Darker? Because it seems like our stakes and whatnot should work against market supply, but I don't think it works that way. How did you and Left, or going all the way back to 5 years ago, how did you guys work around that? Again, market cap really means nothing, although it's fun when you see a coin go from 10K to 1 mil to 5 mil. That's still it's still an indicator that people are buying and the price is going up.
Yeah, it definitely gets people's attention. But I was trying to explain this to Mr. Gelato Corrigal last night.
Yes.
Canadian Grateful.
Yes.
Everyone in crypto is focused on the token, and they're focused on the dollar, right? How many dollars is XRP token worth? How many dollars is Hex worth? And I get that. Like
that's a fatal flaw, though. That you're looking at the wrong perspective.
Yeah, because people forget to ask themselves, what is a t-shirt worth?
Yes.
And what will a t-shirt be worth if this thing pumps? And so we're trying our hardest to show people to base look at the cash value of the NFT, not the token.
Let me just say the reason why that's the wrong perspective is you have to go on the guide stone, if you will, which is Pulse. Pulse is our metric. Are you gaining against Pulse? Even especially when Pulse is rising in price, and are you still gaining in Pulse, or are you losing against Pulse? And that really should be the focus if you want to see where you're at in a position, what your position's doing, based on many variables that are outside of your control. But you take the Darker Matter in the Space Cult. We have learned that if we hold and we support, and we tax the Jeets and we tax the ARB bots and the MEB bots, that it's easier to sustain our price, and we're gaining against Pulse. Even when Pulse was pumping, we still had daily gains against it. And that's really what you should be measuring on Pulse Chain.
Yeah. Well, and going back to your question about the market cap, This is saying that our market cap is 2.6 million at $1.15. But the truth is, we know that there's only 13.3% that's actually still liquid on the market. So if we
Yes.
get that number, which is 290, there's 295,555. Oh, that's interesting. There's Cuatro Cinco in there, but there's that
Yes.
many tokens. We're going to time that by $1.15.
Yeah, but how many tokens is it reading? Is it reading
That would
even
only be
tokens that were minted?
$340,000 if they all sold, which they can't sell into 20 grand. But you know what I mean?
No,
It's like,
right.
yeah, it's absurd when you actually start crunching the numbers.
Right. But my question is though, how many units is Dex Screener reading? Once the token is minted into fuel cells, aren't they split up in such a way that they shouldn't be counted as a whole unit? Or do I misunderstand the 721 ERC?
Well, what's funny is
entity?
they tried to use that against Hex back in the day, because Hex had this crazy giant market cap, and it should have been on the first page of all of the websites where people went to look at the ranking of coins, like the place where
Sure.
people look for coins. And they specifically intentionally put Hex back on page like 371 or something. It was like the page
Dirty,
that nobody
rotten
clicks.
scoundrels.
Yeah, they put it
Dirty,
back there,
rotten.
and they claimed, well, the OA owns all of these, so they're not really on the market, and this many are staked, so they're not really on the market. And they were correct in saying that. The problem is that they were just assholes about it and didn't treat Satoshi's coins in the same way or anyone else's coins in the same way.
Right.
They were just picking
Right.
on Richard because he pissed them off.
Yeah.
And so
Right.
that's what I say. It's like, yeah, that's really our market cap is different, but at the same time, they say it like it's a bad thing. Okay, the OA owns 99% of Hex, which means it can never be sold.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds fantastic. That sounds like the coin I want to own. I want to own the one where the founder's not dumping on my head all the
Right.
time.
Understood.
Like, I'll take 2, please. So, yeah, that's why when I see some of the whales here locking up and just going full 180, full sacrifice, and not even flinching. Some people might be turned off by that and think, oh, well, I can't compete, I can't win. It's like, no, you definitely can win. Like, you're much more guaranteed to win in a rigged game where you understand how it's rigged than every other game that you probably don't understand how.
And what kind of behavior it rewards and to what degree?
Yeah. A wise man once said that minters win and stakers win harder. I
Yeah,
believe.
that's a wise man.
I want to have
that's
that.
a wise man.
I want to have that
SquirrelSwap.pro.
engraved in a wooden spoon and put that in my kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah.
SquirrelSwap.pro. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so it's just the market screen. Our latest pump has softened on Pulse and Hex and PulseX, but it hasn't come crashing back down like the last mini spikes. Did you notice that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, do we have any comments? Do we have anybody listening?
Oh my gosh, we probably have a ton.
Sorry about that, audience. We're horrible about that.
Jonathan, oh yeah, well, Believe in Yourself says hi, HT.
Thank you.
Jonathan Bola says just a fan motor went out, ? You know what? I've replaced the capacitors and a bunch of stuff, and I'm pretty sure it's ready to give up the go. I think the compressor's gone too.
And 25 seasons in your climate, you got your money worth.
I just said our air conditioner's dead.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
I was just going to come tell you a funny thing that just happened to us.
Okay.
I'm sure your listeners will want to hear.
Okay, well, bring it on.
We do.
Get down on the microphone.
Okay, so on Facebook, there's a page that has our own, like our hometown page, Uncensored, and people like to get on there and complain.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're on yard watering restrictions to 1 day a week. Mondays after 6 p.m. is our watering day. So I turned on our sprinklers, let it go. Well, I guess, I don't know if it was one of our neighbors or a passerby, recorded it because it was going into the neighbor's yard by like 3 feet. Weeds, and we were watering weeds with our yard.
Got it.
So she was like, I can't believe these neighbors, they have automatic sprinkling system and they're watering the neighbor's weeds, and it rained and everything. Well, it didn't rain at all today, and it rained maybe for 5 minutes lightly yesterday. And like I said, we're down to 1 day. So everybody was like, mind your own business, like complaining to her. And she's like,
Yeah.
they're like, have you tried talking to your neighbor? And she's like, yeah, we have. And everybody has. And they don't give a shit. Never heard anything from anybody. So I just got on the website, on the page, and just said, hey, that's my yard. Our watering days are on Monday now, 1 day a week. I didn't realize we were watering the neighbor's yard. It's been adjusted because I made Taylor go out there and adjust it. And I said, somebody, if our neighbors or any passerbys would have told us, we would have adjusted it a long time before then. Thank you so much, Madeline, for bringing this to our attention. Smiley face.
It was actually your sprinklers that needed to be adjusted.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a video of our sprinklers.
Yeah, going to 3 feet.
Crazy sprinkler drama.
I know.
Yeah.
They really want to hear it.
If the compressor is going out, then it's done. Yeah, I think that's
the
it.
compressor's out.
Tobla Rosetta says, greetings, Earthlings. Greetings.
Nanu.
Speaking of Earthlings, I found this show called Sugar on at HBO or Max or Prime Video. I don't know. It's one of those. It's called Sugar, and it's a really good detective missing persons kind of show with Colin Farrell, and I think he's a director too. And you watch it, and it's really, really good. And then they do some reveals at the end of season 1 that blow the whole thing open. I'm not going to spoil it, but if you guys are looking for something binge-worthy that's got good suspense and really good editing and really good storytelling, I would recommend Sugar.
Yeah, good. Hey, before you go back to the chat, so we don't make sure we didn't leave anybody out. I don't like to please take this the right way, Max. I love you, brother. But that's why I bought 11 acres in the county.
Oh my
I don't have
gosh.
to worry about the effing neighbors.
Human beings are the worst. They're the worst. I
know.
I can barely tolerate myself most days. I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Why do I care about that?
Yeah.
Good
I mean,
times,
I got deer and fawns right now bedding down overnight. I've got gray fox. Do you know a gray fox? They actually live in trees. They're a climbing fox. I got
No
gray
way.
fox. I got hawks.
Did they have giant tails?
Yeah. Well, no, they're kind of bushy, but they got sharp claws. But they're mainly found in Eastern Oregon and a little bit of Northern California. But yeah, they're a smaller fox. They're the size of a large cat, like a 20-pound cat, and but they're really agile. Yeah, but they're nocturnal, so they sleep in the daytime up in trees.
The gray foxes do.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I got a pair that basically nests in my yard.
Yeah. And when you go to town, do they refer to you as the silver fox?
Could be, yeah, or Santa. Yeah.
Santa. Do people
It's
ever...
almost getting white. It's almost getting white.
Yeah. Is there a price that a token would hit that would make you dye it a certain color?
Well, you heard that story I said about KR when he was vacationing in Germany.
No.
Which led to the cosmonaut Andreev, season 1, Journey 6 NFT winner.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I believe KR that he doesn't drink very often, but he said on occasion, like when it's him and the missus and they're on vacation, well, he got onto a few Johnny Walkers, which is a decent whiskey, and it hit him, and he went into that emotional, I'm happy, almost teary for joy phase of a good relaxing night of drinking. And he says, Armstrong, I will pay you $500 if you dye your beard the colors of the Russian flag. And I didn't take him up on it because I didn't want to think I'd do it just because he offered 500 USD. So like 38 days go by, and we're getting ready, to submit art for season 1, Journey 6. And I said, this is a good. So I ordered the hat off Amazon, that Russian kabuski or whatever they call it, and it showed up. And my wife and I went and got some washout dye, and that's that. So that corresponded. That picture actually was to remind KR, 35, 40 days later, because I didn't want him thinking he's going to owe me $500. But everybody in the chat, in the Telegram chat, was like, you said that, man. When you were in Dresden, sipping on Johnny Walker, you said you'd give Armstrong $500. I was like, no, dude, you don't have it. But whether you like it, love him, or hate him, KR actually said, that was something very special that I'd do that.
Is this
And then, of course, the
KRJ, or am I thinking of another person?
No, KR and Panos.
Okay.
The DGen, the Cabal.
Oh yeah, they came into our Telegram for one day. They're
Yeah,
like, "What's going
because they
on?"
thought
We're
they were
like,
gonna-
"Not
yeah.
much," and they left.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So that picture in front of my garage before I doctored it up with grok was proof that I would do that without having to owe me $500.
I like that. Now you have a meme token. See you next Tuesday.
Yes, see you next
token.
Tuesday. Yeah.
And its main
Community?
colors are Irish green.
Emerald green.
Do you
Yes.
have a price that if that token hits the price, you would do full green?
Well, yeah.
Or does
I
that
would
even
do-
have to happen for you to want to just
No.
go full green?
What do you want? What's the request? Make your request known.
Well, let's look at the chart. Let's look at the chart right now.
Well, I mean, what color scheme and what are you proposing?
What's the best pair to look at on this one? Is it the See You Next Tuesday and Solana?
Well,
That one's on Solana.
Go. Why don't you copy the address and put it in to
Yeah.
squirrelswap.pro, and that'll show you my liquidity. I
Oh, there we
think it's either Vibes or Pulse. Probably Pulse.
Okay.
But read out those metrics. What's the market cap?
Oh wait,
Oh,
is it
that
on?
was
I
your
think I
coin.
have it on there. Actually, I might have it on there. Liquidity.
Yeah, it will store. It will store in memory.
Oh, I had it on one of these browsers. I'll have to look for another. Here, let's look up here. See it next. Here it is. Okay, so here it is.
So we
There's
had a nice
6K
little
liquidity.
Well, how much is the market cap? Is it still about 10.1? It was up to 11 earlier
11.
today. Okay, cool.
1111. How cool
And
is
how
that?
much liquidity is in there?
6K, a little over 6K.
Yeah.
Most of it is paired with Pulse.
Yes.
Because is this pump tires?
It was.
Where
It was
it's
originally
automatically
launched
locked?
on.
So that's automatically going to be locked on there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It,
then you
it
got
was. It was a
on-
pump tires launch.
and it's showing your SwitchX pairs. which
Yeah. Thank
wasn't
you.
showing earlier.
SquirrelSwap.pro. Thank you, Red
That's
Squirrel
pretty
at SquirrelSwap.pro.
That's pretty cool. All right, so we're gonna click on another Gecko terminal one right here and just look at their guess at a price. And it looks like your all-time high was up at
About
Quattro
16.
16.
Yeah.
And then
So 16K
and
market cap.
It's just a big flag right now. The whole price is just one flag.
Yeah. Sure.
If we look at it against Pulse, like you were saying earlier, that's an interesting right there. It's like it was killing Pulse until Pulse did its two pumps.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Yeah.
so this one is more of an elephant shape
Yeah.
right here.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I feel like we should do this in US dollars just because we can find a nice round number there. We have Quattro 01, and then I like, let's say if it hits Quattro 02 up here, just above your all-time high, not that far above your all-time high.
Yeah.
Quattro
Okay.
02, I think you should go green. I think you should go green and post that.
Okay, I can do that. But if this were to happen, I do have a solid community of the 50 of the largest wallet. But I want to let you guys know that my tagline for See You Next Tuesday is the coin you can eat on. So just remember, I've given my community permission to take profit. So just don't go and ape into this coin and get disappointed, because the mindset is it's your money, you do what you want with it. Now, I did an airdrop. I did one of the most dangerous airdrops 2 weeks ago. So when I launched the coin, I was blessed. I was able to get like 27%, and I'm up to like 53%. And Execute actually told me that's probably enough. Just don't try to buy up every dip. Just wait till the 10 or 12% dip happens. Wait 3 or 4 hours and then buy that dip up. You don't have to buy millions of tokens. You just have to have enough dry powder to push that candle back up, just to show the community that the dev is doing his job. He said you don't want to run out of tokens too fast by accumulating, because you're gonna end up putting so much LP, you're just gonna be buying your own tokens back. So that was good advice from Execute, and I'm glad he told me that, because it really has helped. Now the community, that chart is definitely community holding and small bot buys and trading activity, and I give props to my community. It's 50 wallets, maybe 60 wallets that are rowing the same direction, much akin to the space cult. I don't know how it's happening. I don't know why it's happening, but it's happening. I just want to I do have some powder storing up. I am going to do like a Thanksgiving. Let me go back to the airdrops. So I locked up 220 million tokens on PulseX.fund. Just to show,
and there's a billion, correct?
Yeah, there's a billion. So that was 22. That was 22.5%. I locked up, and I staggered them to come out every month for 6 months or 4 months. And the last unlock happened July 26th, and I took a chance, and I told the community I'm going to. So Execute has this dust feature. If you take advantage of saving the burner key that the site initiates for you, keep track of that wallet. You got to store that key somewhere, because it self-destructs in 30 days, because Execute's all about security. That's why every time you navigate off PulseX.fund, you have to reconnect, because in 5 seconds the site disconnects your wallet. It's only because Execute's been drained a couple times since because he's a Bitcoin maxi, believe it or not. So security for the user is number one. And you can audit any of his shit and you'll find out that's true. But he's got this dust. And now any wallet can be dusted once by any meme coin. I asked Execute as a way to reset that. He was going to look into that. Now, so I had 55 come out, and I airdropped 222.5 million to 97 wallets. It was like $2.32 of airdrop value. And I told the community, I will buy back these 22 million tokens back up as they drop. I said, because it's not fair to those that bought your position. That's not what this is about. And Execute sold his 10 million tokens thinking I was going to see a 20% drop. We pumped 4% because the community saw what I was doing and knew I would buy those tokens back up to make them whole. They pumped that thing 4%, and then in 24 hours it pumped up 11. And Execute came back on the space. He goes, "Damn it! I should have." Jesus, because he was going to try to buy, the dip. That's what a good trader should do. And the dip never happened. The dip never happened.
Dip never happened. That's fine. It's funny when you when you give people a reason to believe you, and you gain a little bit of credibility.
Yes, and integrity.
There's 3 or 4 people that lived in Europe or further away than Europe that they won swag, they won stickers, shirts, whatever it was. And they all said the same thing. They're like, either let me know how much the postage is and I'll pay it, or you don't have to send it to me. And of course, we sent we if we had an address, we sent it. And you would have thought that I cured cancer. You would have been, because no one in crypto had ever done what they said they were going to do for these people.
Yes, yeah, I understand.
And they're
Yeah,
just
I
all
understand.
right. They're part of the Fight Club now. They're like ride
Yeah.
or die. This
Mhm.
guy's heart's in the right place,
Yes. Yep.
and we can. This is something we can believe in. So
I believe in.
it's
Yeah.
yeah. So when you do something like that with your token, that's
Mhm.
kind of going there, where it's like,
Yeah. So I do have another unlock, another 55 million come unlock in 2 weeks. And I made a public announcement on Tangent Space that, hey, I'm going to, if you don't, I don't know if you can go in with multiple web browsers or VPNs and collect 2 or 3 keys to get dusted, but you have to get, you'll get at least one burner wallet. I don't even think you need Pulse, because I think there's a little bit of gas in the wallet, added some of the proceeds from the site, which okay, I'm not gonna get a side deck, but if you're in the dust, yes, please dust my burner wallet, and you control that key. You have access to that key. Um, there has been over between CVRE with Midas, with the RWA real world asset he's cooking up with Token Haven, between his airdrops, my airdrop, and a few others, there's been like $4,000 worth of dusted tokens out there at the present market price. Yeah,
Dang.
Midas airdropped over 3K of his token.
crazy.
But there's reasons for it because he had to divest for regulatory as he's getting ready to launch tokenized real estate deals.
Mhm.
So, but it felt good that I did it and it didn't drop. In fact, it actually pumped. So that tells me it was the right thing to do at the right time.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. There's so many cool things going on over here in Pulse Chain. People have no clue
Mhm.
at all.
Even people on Pulse Chain don't know what's going on Pulse Chain.
Yeah, that's
Have
the
you ever,
problem.
do you like Frank White? Do you hang out with Frank White at all?
I've
Have you
ran
crossed
into
paths?
him on Spaces and online,
Yeah.
but I don't think I've got to hang out with him
Yeah,
IRL.
pulsestart.me with one S. Pulsestart.me is a front end of all curated links. He does his best to make sure they're updated, but it paints you the constellation of what's curated for protocols and products. It's one S.
Pulsestart.me?
Yeah, with one S, just PULSTART.me.
Okay, that's why they couldn't find it.
It's a dashboard of curated and edited and updated links to all things Pulse Chain.
I must not have it spelled right. PULSTART.
No, it's PLSTART. I'm sorry.
Oh,
It's
okay.
PLSTART.
Yeah.
Pulsestart.me.
Pulsex.fun took me forever to figure out how to spell that one. So
There
here
you
we
go.
Here's Frank White.
So that is a
also
community
known as
member.
Wank Fright.
That's a community member's love and labor to give you a snapshot.
I saw
of what,
this.
Yeah, I know.
I saw this, and
because I told you about it.
I'm not under the NFTs here.
Well, call Frank White up. Just chat with Frank White. He'll put you up.
I think
He'll
we should
put you up.
just do a whole new category, which is just insane
Space cult
members. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pray for them. It should just say pray for them. Yeah,
but shout out to Frank White. Follow him on all the social. That guy does that out of the goodness of his heart. He hosts the server. He's paying for the hardware. There might be a donation button there somewhere. I try to. Put it in a couple thousand polls, but all of those links are verified to the best of his ability, and you can just see all the different products and tech that lives on Pulse Chain.
Yeah. Now there's his Twitter, Telegram, and GitHub. Very cool.
He's very supportive of the HD account, and I appreciate that, Frank.
Have you had a chance to use the railgun on Liberty?
No, I'm not worried about privacy. You know what the biggest hack is? Crypto Coffee. God bless him. Because I was spending $3 to get fiat into Pulse Chain, and now I can do that same transaction for about $1.20, because you can send Cash App on Cash App. You can take whatever amount of money is in your wallet, whatever you uploaded with fiat or crypto. You can put your EVM address and pick Ethereum, Polygon, and Arbitrum, but Arbitrum 1. But if you send it to your ETH address, USD on Ethereum, right now they're covering the cost. So there's no cost to change fiat or to change one currency to USDC on Ethereum. Right now they're footing the bill. They're covering the cost for that. And then I use Liberty Swap from it. I use Liberty Swap from Ethereum to Pulse Chain, and they charge me pennies.
Yeah,
pennies.
It is such a great way to move it back and forth.
Crypto Coffee 369, brother. You have easily put $60-$70 back in my pocket that I was burning out these. Yeah.
In the bear market,
well, it's more dark. It's more dark.
Yeah.
It's more see you next Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're just buying your favorite bags.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, I clicked on this. You put a link on this Twitter. I'm pretty sure that I pulled up. Very cool.
Are you looking for socials? They're.
Oh no, they're down here, right here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, his socials are down there. Make sure you follow him.
I'm sure I'm following.
You probably already are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been following for a long.
Look at that. Pulsestart.me.
Oh, I didn't even have to try to spell it.
Well, I was trying to put a U in there, and I shouldn't have. I led you astray.
So the name of this title, which I haven't gone into very much, is RH isn't streaming, but he's speaking through the charts. And I would say with these spikes and these little bumps back up to, a few percent here, 20% there, I would say he's definitely this is his alarm clock to wake us up, be like, hey guys, pay attention. I know it's been a while. I know things have been slow, but wake up.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I like that. Now, let me ask you this question, because you hang out with some very interesting people in crypto.
Yes.
And I want you to repeat
the less
this question.
savory crowd. Yeah.
I'll repeat this question to them, and I'd love to hear your answer as well. ProveX paired with stables, not cores. First of all, first question is why?
Why?
Second
Because
question is
go ahead.
Second question is, if that changes, if you see ProveX start to get paired with the cores, why?
Well,
why would you do this as the founder?
The reason, and we mused and speculated for a couple of days, because those pools, there was 900K in USDC and 900K in EDI. I think it might even been $1 million each, but that pool was up for people to sell into and G'd out, because that's what Richard wanted. He gave you actual money, if you want to say that. He gave you actual money for you to go ahead and G'd out ProveX. I believe that sentiment. That was kind of the majority opinion for the DGen and the speculator crowd that hangs out in spaces all day long. And I concur with that. I think that was it was a mindset. It was a change, but Richard is updating his worldview. From meme coins to having a privacy protocol that is now open source, because Peer basically said, there's no more money in this. You can go ahead and fork it open source and improve on it. And I never could get a wallet to connect on ProveX. And I think the highest liquidity on ProveX I ever saw was like $130 of a coin I actually wanted to buy. Okay, and that's not trying to rag on Richard, but I think the coin was more important than the protocol. The coin was to give people a chance to get out and stop bitching and whining and cry fagging, if you will. Because there's a lot of people that have done that. They bitched and moaned, but haven't been any part of the promotion and trying to be positive community members. And I get that as Richard. I'm critical on Richard, but I get that gets as a founder. He delivered exactly what he did not promise. He delivered a layer one decentralized blockchain that anybody can build on. Okay,
Yeah.
that was the unspoken promise. That's what we got. Now we also know that he's got the OA bags, which is great, and he's been, like you said, to my knowledge, to your knowledge, with our skills, with our TA skills, which aren't very good, whatnot. I firmly believe he's kept his word on that. Whether or not he's done some other things with side bags or whatnot, I don't care. But and then we know somewhere out there, either on Ethereum or wherever Richard thinks is he's the safest, that sack bag's still in his control. And I like the fact that it's kind of been obscured and washed around, so no one really knows what the sack bag is. It was nice to be number 3 on the ETH Treasury website, but I'm glad that Richard basically obscured the Ethereum. Now, someone like Gigi or whatnot that's got the time and the bots, he can follow that through the mixer. But I think it's bullish the fact that no one really knows where a large chunk of the sack bag is, and I actually think it's going to give Richard the ability to set the floors the way he wants to make sure and provide just enough liquidity for you to take profit. But if you're dump, you're going to eat slippage. And this is how I believe Richard's thinking, and I think ultimately that's a winning play for anybody that is going to. If you've already been on the down only bus for 5 years, you might as well keep sticking it out now that it looks like we're bottoming up, and it definitely looks like someone is setting floors.
Yeah, no, Richard's one of the first people I heard about OTCs from, because he was launching. Yeah. He's launching Hex. Hex was starting to gain a lot of value. Its market cap was going really high, and that was the criticism he received from everybody was, there's no liquidity. And he's like, what do you need liquidity for? He goes, until you understand volume, then don't bitch to me about liquidity, because none of them understood volume either.
Right.
But they just wanted to say, well, people can't take their money and run. And he was kind of like, well, that's okay. He said if someone is trying to get in to Hex and they have $500,000, he said, DM me. I'll do an OTC. He actually had a group on Telegram that was Hex OTC at the beginning to let wells in. And most of those wells have cheated out anyways. So he gave them a way in, and they took the worst way out. So it's pretty dang good. Hex Glenn's in the house. Kate Figure's here. What the F time do you call this? I'm not sure what he's referring to.
Yeah.
Maybe you can figure out. Welcome, Kumar, to the community.
Yes.
Oh, well, welcome, Kumar. They said the religion is people that fear hell, and spirituality is for people that have been there. Lord Richard taught us about spirituality. Nice.
I can agree with that, because I had to go to my proverbial bottom in order to find spirituality. I think there's wisdom to that. Is that Casey?
Yeah, it's Casey.
Yeah. I think that's very apropos.
Yeah. And Casey, we're still working day and night to make him whole after Casey's scandal of $135 on Dark Matter version 1 before everything went to shit in Pulse Chain. So shout out to Casey, one of the nicest people, honestly, I've ever spent time with. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. SquirrelSwap.pro, Vault 369. I played that video from Canadian Grateful explaining. He did a really quick, beautiful explanation and run through Nexion protocol, NexionPulse.com. This is Left's, one of his and Psycho's universes where they built lending, token creation, farm creation. There's even something where they have, we can come here and we can build an NFT farm. just throwing that out there for anyone who likes NFTs. First of all, coming soon. We've heard a couple things from Triplet Dad. We're still waiting for him to come and give us the big kaboom out of that one. And then, of course, like Wix.pix, Tangent is insatiable. He's crazy. I used to try to catch all of his spaces, but they run 23 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I was missing sleep and not getting work done. But cool simulator. He's got the aggregators. Morbius. If you want to come here one day, if you had a bad day at work and you're lonely, just come here and tip the dealer.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
Shame on you, fire Kyle.
Crypto bros are going to spend $80,000 on this thing alone.
Thank you.
He's got the bubbles. He's got scan.morbius, which I haven't even gotten into half of the stuff you can do here. Crazy stuff. He's a creator of Super Stake, and at the casino is a lot of fun to play. And yeah, that's about it. Switch X haven't come here lately, but we do have our rewards here. I think I figured out how to vote. Do you know how to vote on here?
Yeah, you got to do it. So I've been talking to Scott or Shane. So I've got like 0.75, 0.72 percent of the share. I'm in the top 25 weekly. So there's a couple of game theory. You don't need to pick the pool that you might be deposited to. Like, for example, I'm pretty much a whale, if you want to call that. I've got about 1,200 USD in the Switch USD pool. But I got in early when there was 100,000% each minute for the first like week. It was just crazy stupid. But what I'm saying is, so I know it you have to vote before 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So you're on Mountain Time. It's going to be
so this vote will count for tomorrow.
It's going to be 6 p.m. Okay.
Right.
Now there's some game theory. If you see a pool towards the last hour or 2 hours that has a sizable, maybe not the largest, but has a sizable payout for the week, and you see that in the far column, but there's only like 1 or 2% bidding for it, you might actually end up with more rewards than if you vote for the biggest pool, but it also has 30, 40% or 50% of people accessing that claim. So there's a little bit of game theory. And I didn't know that because I just kept, for a long time, the USDC Switch, for like the first 4 weeks, it was both the largest fee accumulated, and it had the majority of the vault. So I was, to my ignorance, I was diluting my claim. And then I got in and just started asking some questions and told the team I really appreciate what they're trying to build. Execute really likes the roadmap, and there's some milestones of switches they're going to start turning off and making it more and more DeFi. And Execute has worked with the team, and he believes that this is a vast improvement over Velodrome and some of the other V3, VE3, 3 dexes. Execute really, the only thing Execute and some of us would want is for them to fork a wrap version of Switch without adding more tokens over Ethereum, because they're ready to go on all the EVM chains. But the team is still gathering data, and they want to make sure the timing's right, because there's so much more volume over on Ethereum than Pulse Chain.
Okay.
But Switch holders.
And we've earned 3 cents over here on the Stream wallet through them.
Yeah.
But what do I want to click? I want to do my vote now. Do I click on fee drip, votes reward, or incentives?
No. So you want to read from left to right. That tells you what the volume is, what the accumulated fees are that are going to pay out for this epoch, and then it tells you the percentage of voters that are voting. And it's not always the smartest idea to go with the highest bucket of fees.
So I got a Switch and Weth right here where no one's voted for it. It's got $79.
Yeah, and that's going to be
at the last minute. If I jump in here, hit max.
Yeah, you get all 79. Yep, you'll get all $79.
Whoa.
That's correct.
cool.
And I verified that with Shane on the bill in the SwitchX
So
Telegram.
you want to come
We
here
had a
right
really
before 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Eastern, you were saying, right?
No. It's 5:00 p.m. Pacific Standard, so it's going to be 6
my
o'clock
time.
your time. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I would tell you not to dox me, but my wife basically gave people a GPS coordinates to our house.
No, I understand. Yeah.
Um,
But you know how to vote, though. You know how
yeah,
to
and
vote.
then you just, I
Okay,
think I hit
yeah.
Vax and then I hit submit votes.
Yeah. And remember, if you've got multiple NFTs, you can split up your vote as well. I burned everything into one large NFT because I'm a
Okay.
crazy space cult member.
So
And I really
you're
like what Brandon,
mentally ill.
I like what Brandon and Scott and Shane are building. And I
Boom.
like the fact that Execute's excited about it.
So it said when I looked at Squirrel Swap that I had one vote, one burnt thing, and one something thing. Where did it go?
Yeah. Yeah. And you can, if you burn, you get 2x forever.
It says one lock, one burn lock. I thought
Yeah,
I burnt
yeah.
everything. Did I not burn
Okay,
everything?
so you can go ahead and burn that standard lock and then
Mhm.
merge before you vote. You could merge if you want to keep them the highest power in one pot,
Yeah.
or you could burn for the 2x forever, and then you can vote twice. Each NFT can be allocated to a pool.
So where do I go to burn the other one and merge them?
Okay, I can't see your screen, so do you see lock?
I'm under a lock. I have standard lock.
Okay,
burn
scroll
lock.
down,
Okay.
scroll down. Keep going.
That's as far as it goes.
Okay.
Under
Well,
lock.
okay, so what's that right above your screen? Is that, see, I don't see a standard log. I just see one. Is it two
Burn lock.
burns? Okay.
I think
I don't
right here. So I have manage over here. Let me click on manage. So manage
Okay.
is manage, merge, burn
Okay.
amount, one, about
Okay, so
1,000
hit
switch.
merge and there'll be a drop down. Hit merge and see if you've got multiple NFTs.
No, I don't.
Okay,
have the
you
other
you
NFTs.
only, so there's some kind of UI bug.
Uh-huh.
It looks like you just have those single NFT. Now, do you
Right.
have any credits
No.
to lock and burn? Okay.
No, but we can't watch this. I don't want to brag, but my wallet up here, my ZKX wallet, has
Yeah.
been getting paid eDai from this crazy place called ATProject.io.
My favorite website
And
in the universe.
every time I get eDai here, it burns a hole in my pot. Look, I got a whole nother 9 cents that I'm going to add to my pile right here. So let's sign and collect that.
What's
9
wait,
cents.
what's gas? Check gas first. Stop.
Oh, it's
You crazy
345.
drunk. Okay.
I'm
So
a-
we got good gas. Just make sure the juice is worth the squeeze. That's
I want
another thing
you-
Execute taught me.
Yes, 9 cents. I want you to hit me in the face as hard as you can. So, anyways, here we are. Stream Addy. I have $8.97 of DAI. I'm basically a pulse chain millionaire
Yes.
right now. So I'm going to
Yeah.
go over to Squirrel Swap. I mean, I guess I should technically go to SwitchX Swap, but actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go to the aggregator site because every penny counts, right?
You're gonna go
And
to.
we're going to say, listen, if we're
Tangent.
buying $9 of DAI for SwitchX, I bet you this won't pull up actually. Switch right there. Okay, $9 of eDai for Switch is telling us that Jolt is the number one play. Squirrel just beat out Jolt.
Okay.
Switch
Now
is
that's
the
a
number
swap.
3 place for Switch.
Does that also read OTC? Do you know if Tangent
Uh,
reads OTC like Squirrels does?
No, it doesn't. So when it says
Okay.
Jolt, it's not talking about Jolt OTC. It's
Okay.
talking about Jolt aggregator.
Which
But
is just switch.win.
Brandon.
Yeah.
It's third.
Yeah.
It's third. I'm
Yeah.
getting one whole more penny of Switch from Squirrel than I am from Switch.
Yeah.
Okay, either way, let's go. Like I said, every penny counts. We're gonna go to Squirrel. So we just click Squirrel Swap at the bottom. Boom, it pops it up. I understand
Squirrel
this
Swap.
is a beta.
SquirrelSwap.pro.
Boom. SquirrelSwap.pro. Yeah, and all $8.97 are going into Switch. Send output to different wallet. No, I don't want to do that. I'm connected. It's not giving me a.
It takes a little bit. You gotta let
Oh,
the
there
brain.
we go. Swap brain off.
It's thinking.
Fetching
Yeah, yeah.
price. There we go.
Yes. Let it
There we go.
cook. Let it cook.
I'm a crypto pro. Do you know how long 10 seconds is to me? when the RPCs are junky and it's 20 minutes to find out that something didn't go through, I've already left. I've moved to another state.
I think.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. We're going to swap these bad boys. We're going to get, how many is that going to give us? It's going to give us 2,000. Oh my gosh, that's like twice as many as we already have. And then when we burn them, we get credit for even more, right?
Yeah, it'll double. It'll give you a 2x forever. And then you can keep them separate if you want to just vote each NFT to, two separate pools. And once you burn it, you can also merge it to the original one.
Okay. So when that goes through, and I have some of those in my Switch in my wallet, first place I want to go to is swap,
Lock.
earn, vote, rewards, lock. Okay, so I'm in
Yeah,
lock.
you need to go to lock. Yeah.
Lock.
And it'll update how much credit you have. You may have to refresh your screen, but it'll update how many you have in your wallet, and it'll give you the option to do a standard lock with decay or burn. But
Yeah.
I've never been successful going straight to burn. I always have to lock for 2 years and then do a separate transaction for burn. But it could just be my equipment. I'm not saying that there's a bug or anything.
I'm going to burn this forever right here. Let's see. Does it show? Doesn't show our new ones yet.
Well, that one's already burned. That one there is
Yeah,
burned.
that one's already burned. So
Yeah.
I go back to lock, or I go back to lock.
Well, you may have to refresh your screen if it's not showing
Oh
your
no, it
credits.
shows my
in that
balance
box.
right there.
Okay, so hit max.
So 2,000.
So hit
That's
max.
a great name.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna
And
do
then
2
years.
I don't want to
Yeah.
do 2 years. I want to burn this forever.
Well, but you
I
have to
approve
lock it
through
first. Yeah, you have to lock it first.
Okay.
They were going to try to do it a one step, like a degen button, and I think it's just one of those things they haven't got to. It's not the highest priority.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it approved them. So it's approved.
Mhm.
Now we're going to do tier. We're going to create lock.
Yep.
There we go. We'll sign that one. And then we can burn these babies forever.
Yeah,
So this
yeah,
is like
yeah.
sacrificing to the void.
Mm-hmm. Then you can burn and merge, or you can keep them separate, and you can keep that 9-cent one. That's going to be the equivalent of 18 cents. You can keep adding that until it's like 10 or 12 bucks, and then you can have 2 NFTs where you can split amongst. You can take a calculated risk at 5:45 p.m. tomorrow, and you can take a calculated risk of where to put your the best bang for your buck.
Well, and I forgot that I just turned switch into V-switch by locking it. And so I had
Yes.
to approve the V-switch and then lock the V-switch.
Yes.
So it says
Mhm.
transaction can't be sent because it will revert on chain. Let's just refresh it, actually. Enter amount, switch max. Oh, it's because it already went through.
Yeah.
So now if I go to burn, I'm going to say max. Which
Well,
I
you
don't
see,
have
look,
anything to burn.
go over to the right a little bit. You see that new green?
This one?
That's up.
This one.
That's your new
List
NFT.
manage.
That's your new NFT. So you can
Okay.
burn it, and then you can
Yeah.
merge, or you can keep it separate and merge later to compound the voting power.
Mhm. It doesn't show the switch for me to burn, though. Manage, split, merge, transfer, early, exit. No, manage, max. So this is where you go with the switch, though.
Yeah. So, but that shows a lock, right? A 2-year lock.
No, this one says I have no switch because I don't have switch. I have V switch now, right?
Well, yeah, I understand, but it's NFT. No, close it out. Okay.
Okay.
Refresh one more time. Refresh
Okay.
the screen one more time.
Got it. Shows
Okay,
my
now-
locks. So I have 2 locks.
Now, if you click on the one with green font,
Mhm.
it should open up the menu to burn. See down below, does it say burn and that red
does
button?
say burn.
Okay, so burn it.
Oh, I had to click that. I was looking for a burn earlier because it wouldn't
Yeah.
throw anything in there.
And you gotta
So
click it again,
non-decaying
and you gotta
voting
click it
power,
again. Yeah, you gotta
convert
click
it,
again.
Confirm.
It just wants to make sure, you really want to lock this forever?
We're
And yes, you
insane.
do.
We're part
and
of the space cult.
Yeah.
We'll
Now,
throw-
like I said, once that transaction settles, you're going to have 2 separate burnt NFTs that you
Okay.
can merge if you want, or you can start doing this process again and adding dollar value to each burn by just doing that rinse, wash, and repeat.
I think we both know that I'm a lazy human being, and merging sounds simpler.
Okay.
So I'm going to merge those two. Cannot merge. Target vSwitch has voted in this epic. Oh, okay.
So
because
so you're going to have to go.
One,
You're going to have to go back.
It's free, and then I can merge them and use them as one.
Yeah, but you've got time. You can go and reset your votes right now, then come back and merge, and then vote. Just so you, in case you forget, you get a call to go clean up Grandma's carpet that Frodo just bar fell over. And just in case you're not near your phone, it doesn't hurt to do the merge and then re-vote again, and then make sure if you're in the game tomorrow, pull your vote again and kind of see what the degens are doing.
Okay, so I reset my vote. So now I can go to merge. Where's merge?
Well, you have to go back to lock.
Okay. Lock, then manage, and then merge. Now I can merge them. So I'll merge them together.
Yes. And that's basically going to act as a force multiplier because you're adding 9 cents to whatever switch you had before.
Whoa. Okay, look at that. So we are now merged in one super merge burn switch. So that's like 3,000 there. So now I can go to vote.
For 2x multiplier forever. Yeah.
Forever.
Now I would recommend that you vote. Now I recommend that you vote just to make sure you don't get a chance to
change it,
rebalance your votes before the 6:00 p.m. deadline tomorrow.
All right, so I just want to vote for one thing. Do I want to click on the voter rewards?
No. You want to look at the percentage of drip earned, which is going to change because we're still collecting drip. Okay, so there's going to be higher pools, but they may be saturated with votes, so you're going to get less. But you can just pick. I would switch pulse would probably be a good bet in case you forget. Switch pulse, you're going to probably get the best fraction of your claim with switch pulse.
Yeah, switch pulse only has 1.21% of the vote right now.
Yeah, but that's going to change by tomorrow.
So $39 of incentives and then 119 voter rewards. But these will people will be like gaming the system until Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that when the payout hits?
Yes, it's going to be it's Wednesday night, local 5 p.m. is the cutoff. You have to vote by 5 p.m.
Okay. So I'm just going to lock one in now and assume that I'm not going to, because Wednesday night is my 12-step meeting for Codependence Anonymous.
Yes.
So I'm going to miss that, but for good reason. So I'm going to lock in now, and I could change it tomorrow, like you were saying. But I'm looking for the easy button. What's the easy button here? Because you've given me 6 things to consider. My brain has rejected that 3 times. You're too deep into this game theory. If I'm brand new and I just want to do one thing with my money,
just click on whatever row you want to deposit your vote and hit 100%, and just hit 100% or max.
Which row would you click on out of these 7 rows?
I would hedge my bet switch pulse. I would just click in there and put 100%.
Just go to
vote.
switch pulse right here.
Yep.
Okay, max. There we go.
Yep, hit max.
Submit votes, and we're locked in for now.
Yeah. So your 100% of your NFT voting power now bought you that percentage of share.
Nice. Less than a penny to do. That's always nice. And then it'll confirm and close. This is still a lot of fun. Again, every ecosystem is so different. And it takes a few times of going to there and going through the steps to feel comfortable.
Yeah. DeFi's hard.
Right now, it's hard. I think this is going to get way easier as the money comes in. And that's
your little 13-year-old little brother, big brother that you adopted 20 months ago. Look at the influence you've had on me.
I just remember getting your first DM and being like, who is this scam tard
I was a normie doing all the wrong shit.
Internet cafe in Thailand or Vietnam, being like, "See, Mister, I lose my coins. You send me coins." I was like,
never
what are you talking about?
never did I expect that to never did I expect to be reimbursed for my stupidity. But yes, I got stuck in it. I got suckered over in a TG private chat and clicked on a couple of scripts and got drained. But lessons learned.
Lessons learned. That's how you learn. Everything's expensive.
Mhm.
We've got Manitalk Stash. We'll watch replays, sir. Good to see you here. Awesome. The long game is definitely the end game. I like that. Hex T. Joints.
Yeah.
LOL. Same to you, Manitalk. And then Canadian Grateful says,
Oh, was
hey,
that
everyone.
Frank? Who was that?
Happy
Go
Monday.
back to.
Manitalk or
No, oh, I'm sorry.
that was
Okay.
Kate Figor. Although Frank has already replied to my request to be added to the NFT group.
Yeah, Frank's good people.
He's good. Canadian Grateful. There's really no reason for anyone to subscribe to your channel anymore because we're just going to play them on this channel, if that's okay. We just at 2x. We did. You're the first person I've asked people to explain Vault 369 to me for months, and granted, they never know I'm going to be here, and I never know when I'm going to be here. But even Fast Abdul will pop his head in and say, "I'm here for the tech," and I'll be like, "Hey, Fast Abdul," and he's gone.
Yeah.
So you're the
he's
first
fast.
person to put it in a sweet and short, succinct way of showing people how to go through it originally and dig deeper. So great video on Vault 369. It's you might have actually shot yourself in the foot because now the bar's higher for you than it should be, right? So yeah, good. We've gone through all the boomer tabs, my friend, and because you're the guest, you get to choose the song that we go out on, and also
Enter the Void.
Oh yeah, you didn't even have to think about it. I didn't even have to finish that question. Enter the Void by Kate Figor.
I listen to that
here.
on loop all the time. It's
haunting,
it resonates with me, and all the tokenomics are in there.
Well, not only that, but you are someone who has sacrificed to the void and saw that golden asteroid come back.
Yeah.
11 days later.
No regrets. No regrets.
Now, Jonathan Kampala, you just ruined it by subbing to his channel. All right, sub to Canadian Grateful, sub to Red Ray 57, sub to CryptoCat 50/46, depending on where he comes up. All great channels, all good stuff. And yeah. Now, HT, what would we like to tell people before we send them on their journey again?
Sincerely, with no BS, one thing that's been made plainly evident from your first follow on my account, on like third day of posting for Hex, I felt like I connected to a community. I felt like I connected to a place that I belong. And what was moving about that is, I know as a Gen X 52-year-old walking a long time on this earth, I know everybody's looking for acceptance. Everybody's looking for a place to call home. And you made this my home. You've told me I mattered. And I believe that everybody matters because they have the precious breath of life in their lungs.
Couldn't have put it better. That was really good. Jonathan Kampala says, I catch myself singing Into the Void all the time. It gets
it's a
stuck in
good
your-
track.
It loops
Kate,
really
it's a
well.
great song. You should try to get that on Spotify or something. I mean, I don't know if it's how much it costs or whatnot, but if anybody knows anybody that could get that track up on Spotify, try to reach out to Kate Figor.
We should do that. And I also really want to push. He has the Hex song. the
Yeah,
Hex
and I like
anthem,
that too. I love
and he
the
also
the
has, the Pulse Chain anthem that are amazing, and I would love to see those get picked up and played by more and more of the community, because they're not even about any specific besides Hex and Pulse Chain.
Kate, but I had it in with one of the social media MP3 platforms, I'd get that listed for you. But unfortunately, I just don't have those connections. But if anybody in the space cult can hook a brother up, let Cape know in the Telegram.
Yeah, we need to pump that music. It's beautiful music. All right. Well, we love you guys. Sincerely, you're part of the best damn community in crypto, hands down. You're part of the best damn community in real life, hands down. And a lot of you, I'm so excited because some of us OGs got a chance to get rich and buy plane tickets or jump in the car and go hang out in Vegas, or hang out in Texas, hang out in Miami, New York, all these cool places. And we met these people in real life and found out that they actually are cool and wonderful for the most part. 99.9% of them are the best people on earth. And we're excited to share that experience with all of you in this next bull run.
Absolutely, truly.
I've heard there's some crazy places up in the Northwest that may be willing to host some shindigs. There's a place down in Texas.
Texarkana RV and Resorts open. I got plenty of shore power.
There's also a place, according to Jonathan Kampala, that we can play EDM music at full volume and none of his neighbors will be able to hear it. So that's a Texas event coming up sometime. Keep checking the meetup group in our Telegram, t.me/anti-gravity saga. We love you guys. We'll catch you on the next one. There's 6 days left until we party again and we put on the spacesuit. Kate Figor says, thank you so much. Hex T made that song open for the community. There's no copyright, so anyone can promote it or share it or whatever. I gave it freely and give it freely, but I appreciate so much the love you got. All right, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Ciao.
pops up, the neon starts to glow. Lowercase connection, entering the show. Top right corner where the wallet interacts. Digital contract, tracking down the facts. The ticker symbols blinking on the sidebar screen. The dark is the atmosphere setting the scene. Round one is coming, the season's on the clock. Secure the network, time to lock it in the block. Welcome to the darker matter. Standard rules apply. Load the fuel cells up before the timer passes by. Into the void we will go, where the smart ones play. Minting out the future, trade into the shadows. Watch the ticker climb. Build a data stream. Living on the edge of the cyber grid machine. Waiting at the gate, calculating yields while we wait upon the day. Claim the EDOT payouts, tally up the wins. This is where the high stakes strategy begins. They say it's for the smart ones, written on the wall. A gamified ecosystem, standing tall. Read the how to play if you wanna know the way. Before you launch the app or end in disarray. Ticks on the countdown, now it's turned to days. The price of darker matter, moving through the haze. Is it an illusion? Is it by design? Watch the smart contract as it aligns. 3, 2, 1. Let the protocol run. Welcome to the darker matter. Standard rules apply. Load the fuel cells up before the timer passes by. Into the void but minting out the future, straight into the shadows. Watch the ticker climb, feel the daily stream, living on the edge of the summer rhythm machine. Cells